Hi everyone. Sorry I am 10 minutes late to stream. I was set to be on time, then I needed to make food. What's up? Joe pulled up. I'm sure I've already missed, because I think Joe is kicking off the show, so I think I've probably already missed his performance. Hey Pierre. Yep, I did in fact already miss the actual song, but that's okay. I'll watch a moment here. I'm gonna use the backdoor link because I don't feel like fighting with Netflix's whole "you're using a VPN" today. Hey Kay, I'm gonna get in the Discord in just a minute here. Gotten everything going. If I can fucking click play without it going. It's Hendry, Michael. Yeah, I heard it was Miz has tiny balls in Jingle Bells form, so it feels like I'm not missing much. That very much feels like main roster wrote that for him. Okay. But yes, as you guys can see, we got a lot of donation incentives tonight. We have bumped the goal to 3,000. If we hit 3,000 in the final week of the year, we will do a third 24-hour stream. That is kind of the stretch goal. Plenty of options for great incentives. I am going to be shilling for donations a little harder because bills are due at the end of this week, and I am not really caught up, and I don't really want to have to drive too much. I spent almost 15 hours combined on the road across the last 2 days. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's already a dick joke in there for Miz. I've I have never understood the appeal of the Miz has tiny balls thing. Like I just I don't know. I just don't get it. I've never really found it all that funny. Yeah, Kay, I know you understand that feeling for sure. I am thrilled to actually see Joe Hendry wrestling on WWE television on the main roster. I know some of the results of this show already just because of tapings, but yeah, if I hadn't decided to make dinner, I would have been live on time. I'll get USA modes off for some godforsaken reason. Wild. Oh no, he's dropping elbows on those empty boxes. Alright. While it is on commercial. Oh shit. Never mind. My VPN subscription ran out. Never mind. I'm not gonna re-up that until I'm back to work. I will see if another one of these links is streaming it. Foreign feed. I can maybe skip. That's fine. We're just gonna watch commercial. Getting a commercial for Kraft Mac and Cheese. Shout out Kraft Mac and Cheese. Commercial says it's the best thing ever. John Mulaney doing the voice for the commercial. So it has been 2 weeks since LS11universe.com was last updated. Once I finish eating dinner and we get in the call with the boys, I will finally update the website. The website with which has not been updated. Hey, bad dog. I'm good. It has not been updated since December 11th. The last day it says it was updated at 12:34 a.m. So the last thing that was updated was from the Fate of the Dragon episode. Which means there are 2 full stacked weeks of content that I have to do. It's from. And as soon as stream is done tonight, it's the only reason I'm partially. It's the only reason that I would half consider not getting in the creative call. As soon as stream is over tonight, I have got to get to work because I only have Crown Jewel and what's it called? Crisis left to do. And if we don't get any donations tonight, I'm for sure gonna have to get up early and go to. You know, links down below if anyone wants to help your boy out. Yeah, everyone's favorite website updates. Everyone's favorite thing, website updates right before a whole giant weekend where I think everyone knows there will be at least a handful of title changes. Oh my god. The fall away slam to the tree. Brilliant. And there's the spin. Logic, you're better off just waiting till I wrap up the weekend. Probably. Probably. What a reference from Corey there with the put the cookie down. Why is Adam Rose's bunny out here? Oh god, the bunny's gonna be our truth, isn't it? The bunny's gonna be fucking our truth, isn't it? Why Liam's been telling me that they need me to just sit. Been like, I'm gonna have you sit down when I tell you this. When I've been like, please don't put Joe Hendry tag team. Who's that number 5 versus me? Potentially. I get the reference, but that's definitely not Justin Gabriel. Yep, the bunny was our truth. How did I know? I'm glad you had a crazy Christmas, Zach. I hope it was good at least. Mine was mostly spent in the car, so I know a thing or two about it being crazy, but hopefully you had a good one. It's Joe Hendry, not Joe Henry. Oh, they all gotta do the spin? Oh my god. Yeah, they're gonna put Hendry and Truth in a tag. Oh, I love the purple attire for Axiom. Am I ready for the war tomorrow? Ready as I'll ever be. I got 2 matches tomorrow. That's what I'll tell you. I'm wrestling twice tomorrow. Even if Ray beats me to a pulp, I'll still be at Lethal Lottery as well. Number 5 versus you. Also, KJ for the Rumble, please. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, bad dog. Flame now also has... And... Oh, thank you, thank you, Flame. I do appreciate it. Hmm. This is the first time I've eaten Kraft mac and cheese in a very long time. Several months. God. I'm looking for. Hold on. What night at SummerSlam did you like better, and what match is my favorite? Um, Night 2 was probably my favorite. Let me double check what matches were on which night before I say that, though. Yeah, Night 2 was definitely my preferred my preferred show. The women's U.S. title, Gargano and Oba, 3 Stages of Hell. Those were my favorite matches to do for Night 1. And then for Night 2, Cena Theory was the most fun to record. I also really enjoyed the Very Evil Summerfest Showdown and Bronson and Joe. The only match where I kind of didn't really love how it went was Liv versus Jordan because Ray has just a very different mindset of how to play Liv Morgan than I do for her matches. But yeah, I am almost done with this giant weekend of content. Well, it grew again this. Yeah, they did. They did. Hikuleu and John Morrison. Oh, with the Liv Morgan thing. Yeah, yeah, just like um yeah, yeah. So my whole thing with like Ray just has a very different way of playing Liv than I do. Is that like iPlayer is like, yeah, she's a little more sneaky, but Ray just always has her run away from the fight. And that's just never how I've built her. Is she tries to outsmart people. She doesn't try and run away. And so Ray's like, well, let's have her throw powder in Jordan's face. Okay. Sure. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I didn't love it. Like, and he did that Mania as well with her running away from Becky 3 different times. Oh, so the feud must continue, eh? The Alistair and Damien feud must continue, huh? Ah, Byron. It's gonna be the same one that's all in the land down under. That it is. I was trying to sign myself into Steam, so I gotta upload this logo I needed. And my Steam has been logged out of my phone, which means I have to log back in there. Which does worry me because I have 2 factors set up through the Steam app on my phone. When Last Man Standing ended feuds. I sure do. I sure do, member. I didn't know Lash was from my neck of the woods. You know? Suckers for Last Man Standing, Ellison. Sometimes. Sometimes. Conflict Warriors in the 7th main event, for example. Touche. Oh, man. Hemlock got me a new keyboard for Christmas, which was very nice of them. Oh, yeah, I did do Johnny, Randy, and Last Man Standing twice, didn't I? Well, I don't think I realized the second one. Yeah, I forgot the second one was Last Man Standing, too. It ended feuds between them twice, though. Alright. Let me do this. Advanced audio properties. Yes. Alright, boys. Come on in. I have stuff to work on, so it makes it a little easier if I got people to talk to, so I don't go full dead silent. There he is.
What up, what up?
Hello.
Man, is it good to be live on a live stream in the LS11 universe on a Friday night or what?
That's a whole lot of words. Too bad I wasn't listening. Nah, I'm kidding. It is great to be live. It is great to have my boy K in the chat, in the stream as well.
Oh man, y'all are. What is up, LS11 universe? Merry Christmas.
Pierre with the very easy setup here for me to go into gushing of, so, how do you like your new keyboard, by the way, Zander? I fucking love my new keyboard. I feel like with it, because of how quack I can type, how quickly I can type on it, I feel like the scene in Parks and Rec where Ron gets the typewriter. I'm going to type every word I know! Bacon! Butthole!
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen any of Parks and Rec.
Really?
I just. It's not that I don't like. Obviously, I think it's like I know it has a huge following, just never really like got to ever watching it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I enjoy it, but I know it's not everyone's thing. I know, like, both of my parents, oddly enough, despite it seeming like it'd be right up their alley, both of my parents do not enjoy.
Yeah. Zach, to answer your question, I'm very excited for this weekend.
As am I, even though it is a metric assload of work that I'm having to.
Yeah, it's funny that you complained so much last week about all you had to do, and then you somehow one up yourself.
I said double it and give it to the next person. The next person was me.
Bro was playing Uno, played a draw 2, and it somehow wound up a draw 10.
Well, yeah, it's like when you watch. It's like when you play with stack rules. Like it just kept going around and around in a circle.
Because everybody somehow got a fucking draw 2. And then you go, who the fuck is dealing this? And then realize, oh shit, I'm the one who dealt.
My fucking life, Kay. Give my fucking life.
Dude, I've been playing like Uno like on a game on my phone, Uno game on my phone, and it keeps happening to me, and it's like fucking quit.
Zach asks, what matches are you looking forward to the most? Well, as the guy recording them, I don't know if I can confidently give an answer to that one. Okay, since you're here, matches are you looking the most forward to this week?
Oh man. All right, let's see. We'll start with Bound for Glory. Oh man, it's just such a good show. I'm very excited for the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. I'm a sucker for gauntlets. Have been since I watched TNA as a kid. Just anytime they ran a gauntlet, they were so, even the really bad ones were fun to me. So I'm excited for that one. Obviously, I'm excited for Zander Ray, and their big, last man standing match. I'm very excited for Alpha Omega 2 as well. Lethal Lottery. Obviously, and a lot of this is due to it being a team that I put together. But Soul Eyes Detected versus Pair of Kings is something I'm very excited to see. For the simple fact of seeing how Zander and Kaz are gonna somehow fucking coexist, and the fact that Zander might not walk in alive also is a interesting dynamic.
If they gotta drag my corpse in, so be it. Hold on. Sean asks, I haven't been subbed to this channel for long. What is Hemlock? Hemlock is actually a who, and Hemlock would be my roommate and my best friend. So all donations, once we've had enough for me to pay my bills, that we get across the streams between now and New Year's Eve will go towards Hemlock's birthday on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so Lethal Lot, man, we've talked about this before, but man, the wheel wasn't too terribly kind with qualifying matches. A lot of them are just kind of forgettable, so I'd have to actually go into the list that I have in my notes for creative and actually like see what is there. But there's nothing really that strikes me like other than that match, other than Soul Eyes Detected and Pair of Kings. I thought it was funny that you dubbed them that, by the way, because the theme song from that show is one of my top 100 listened to songs on Spotify. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
I'd forgotten that show existed until I made that joke.
It was an okay show, but yeah, no, it's an easily forgettable show.
It was an okay show, and then like they had to recast one of the guys in it because the actor.
Yeah, they had to pull. Yeah, they had to pull Mitchell Musso and put in the guy who played Luther and Zeke and Luther. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. And then he turned out to be even worse than Musso, funnily enough.
I thought I remembered hearing that.
Like he has a fucking rap sheet on him. Like I think he's turned it around now, which is nice to hear, but man, like um let's see, and then going into Crown Jewel. I mean, Austin Buddy for sure. Buddy in his home country, and then Austin's fresh off a possibly the biggest win in LS11 universe history. I'll call my shot there and say it's probably the biggest win in LS11 universe history. So to see that dynamic of two guys who seem to just be at the top of their respective world clashing,
Yeah.
that's gonna be that'll be fun. The four-way tag match is gonna be a fun one. Kind of just got four of the best teams in their respective of their respective era company kind of going at it, because you got the Gorillas, who right now are riding high, being part of the most dominant faction in LS11 history, and then greatest of their where they came from. You got the Usos and the New Day, two of the greatest tag teams of their generation, and then the Lucha Bros, who are like the leaders of this new tag revolution. So it'll be interesting to see how, and it's going to be obviously, because the game is going to be a tornado tag, so it's just going to be fucking chaotic.
Oh yeah.
And everybody's just going to be flying on top of each other. So that'll be a fun one. Jaden Jordan. I mean, I'm a sucker for a good Hassett fight. Zander, I know you can relate to that, so that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know, a Hassett fight. I've never been one for like monster fights or anything.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not Mr. Big Truck, not Mr. Something Something Big Trucks over here.
Still shocked I haven't made merch out of the big trucks yet.
So it's such an easy one, and you haven't yet. Like, that's kind of
Because I
baffling
need
to
to draw
me.
it. Like, I need to sit down and actually.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, no, it's just it's gonna be a fun weekend. Fun weekend down under. And then LAW is back this week as an actual like weekly show after a long hiatus of it, just due to unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know what kind of circumstances we're talking about. Nothing life-changing happened a month and a half ago or anything. Yeah, no. LAW's
Not at all,
finally back.
not at all. But yeah, no, it's that's going to be exciting, just to see what happens there, and going to be coming out. It's going to be coming off of a it'll be interesting. LAW is now AW, or I guess it would be what
I got you.
MAW, Melbourne, Australia wrestling, as opposed to Los Angeles wrestling.
You know what? Yeah. True. It's Maw this week. Got a law.
Yeah.
Because Kay knows about this. No one else does. Here, actually. But I do have a little surprise for everyone. At the end of SmackDown, he found another car.
Oh yeah.
Thought on it long enough. Anyone creative that's like, is Zander doing what we talked about? Yes, he decided he has the time to dedicate to it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I know you've been doing stuff, so I wasn't gonna bug you too hard about it. But I'm glad we're doing this.
I do appreciate. A lot of people, not present company excluded, I think a lot of people forget how much work this channel takes for me to do. I think the creative team in the last probably 3 or 4 months alone I've kind of grown to see just how fucking much goes into the channel.
Yeah, it's definitely eye-opening being on the other end of it and seeing like how much being in the creative team actually involves like, okay, who has pitches, who has, what are things that we think would be, good for this, and then just like, I mean, just going in and like, because when you go in and you see who's on chat, and a certain chatter in a certain server, and you click on their profile and it'll show Zanders, it'll show like who's playing what, depending on, and you see that Xander's playing 2K, and you look at the timestamp of how long he's playing 2K, and you look at it and you're like, fucking 4 hours, and holy shit, dude. And it's like,
what's really funny is sometimes it'll say I've only been playing it for a little bit, and that's because I just had to deal with a game crash.
Yeah. So no, it's no, man, it's a lot of work just on like for all of us too, because it's like, obviously I'm not going to go into what we talked about, but we were up till, for me, it was 3 a.m. for most of the team because they're East Coast or, East Coast adjacent. It was 4 a.m. for them. We were on call for fucking ever that night.
About 8 hours.
But it was like we got a lot of shit done in that call and sorted out a lot of shit that I think we needed to sort out. But it's a good time though. We got a good group of guys in there, or guys, gals, and non-binary pals, as Zander says. I don't want to disrespect anybody, and but we got a good group of people in there.
Yeah, we really do. It's pretty great. I consider myself very lucky to have the creative team I've got this. Because there was a time where, God love them, there was a time where like the original creative team was not exactly helpful.
Yeah, you were telling that a little bit, like it was like, man, that's unfortunate.
Hey, Pierre.
It was 1 a.m. Pierre, you can fuck all the way off.
What did Pierre?
I'll love you can fuck all the way off. Oh, he was just like, it was 1 a.m. my time, like, lucky fuck.
Yeah, I got lucky. I'm a West Coaster.
Fucking California liberal over there. Says the Georgia liberal.
My God. Says the Minnesota liberal. Again. But man, and fuck, dude, and it's crazy because I'm doing this stream right now from a hotel in Chicago right now because I'm going to see World's End tomorrow. So,
which should be a banging show.
I'm fucking stoked.
I guess, speaking of, what do you think the finals of the C2 are going to be? I'm still thinking it's Fletcher Okada. Wait, no, Fletcher Takeshita.
Yeah, all signs point to it being Fletcher Takeshita.
You say that, it's going to be fucking Okada Moxley. I mean, which is, fine, because, Moxley's pretty much a baby face, so there's not the turn right now. It's gonna happen. He's gonna get killed.
I just think that Okada and Moxley at this point in their career should be like putting people over. Like, they shouldn't be losing their matches, but they should be putting younger guys over. Like, and to Mox's credit, he has been lately.
Oh yeah,
for the whole Kyle feud.
Yeah, but Okada's somebody that you never know if they're just gonna continue to strap the rocket to him and say, tell him to continue to, or if he's actually gonna put over Takeshita, or if he
Takeshita beats him. He should beat him.
Yeah. The only thing is are they gonna, and I feel like this is a habit that WWE more falls into than AEW does, but are they gonna try to hold out for another show down the line, and I
Honestly,
hope not.
I can't see it. I'm honestly also thinking they draw. Fletcher beats Moxley. It's the 3 for the title for the Continental Classic.
Oh shit, Trick Williams on SmackDown. Has he finally escaped?
As he finally escaped NXT purgatory.
Oh God! So are we gonna get let's talk about it versus what do you want to talk about?
Hey Cody,
Honestly,
what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about it. Trick Williams here on SmackDown, Cody. Let's talk about it. You got your bleach blonde hair. You come from outside. Let's talk about it. I'm bigger than you, Cody. Let's talk about it. You're a smaller guy than me, Cody. Let's talk about it. I ain't gonna stop until I get the WWE title, Cody. Let's talk about it. You might have beat me, but it was a fluke, Cody. Let's talk about it.
you genuinely might have just summed up the feud with that.
Oh wait, I'm the hottest free agent in the game, Cody. Let's talk about it.
Although Javon is technically speaking a free agent.
Apparently.
I don't
Are they
think
really
he gets
gonna? Are
told
they
up
really
yet.
gonna call him? Are they really just gonna call him up without giving him without having him win the title? Like
They could. I think he should carry NXT for a little bit at least.
Like,
who do they have if Javon, Trick, and Oba all come
and
up?
Joe, because they're calling Joe up
And
as well,
Joe.
apparently.
Yeah,
Miles Board, Dark State, but Trick Williams doesn't do much singles action. He should.
Well, I mean, you got Leon, who's basically WWE bound at this point. You Miles Bourne, you got a good point there. Dark State, with the exception of Cutler, because fuck Cutler James and his butt stuff.
Great.
Like,
Who else? I'm trying to think who else we got. Ethan Page, I guess, because he's still there, and Ricky Saints.
He's on. I feel like Ethan and Ricky both are kind of in the same boat. If they're on their way once WWE figures out once the main roster figures out what they want to actually do with them.
True. Immediately, you think easy a punk feud for Ethan. Well, actually, now that I think about it, Ethan goes to SmackDown and Ricky goes to Raw.
Yeah,
because SmackDown could use Ethan.
You can really call these upcoming NXT call-ups the LS11 Universe Draft, because Raw sure is getting fucked up the ass while SmackDown gets all the big names.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, SmackDown's getting Joe Hendry, Joe Hendry, Obafemi, and Trick Williams, it seems, while Raw just gets Javon. And that's nothing against Javon. Raw's mid-card just needs a giant injection of life, while SmackDown's is doing just fine. But so naturally, SmackDown's getting 3 big names added to it, and Raw's getting.
Genuinely, put Oba and Javon on Raw. Let Oba kill Dominic for the title. Why not?
They're like,
Zach, to answer your question, it's either going to be Claudio or Pac. And if I'm being honest with you, I feel like Pac, just because he's a better talker, would be a better fit as the leader of a faction. If I'm giving you my honest opinion there.
Yeah, I'm with K 100%.
Also with K, not just because I'm a Pac mark.
You are a Pac mark, though.
Claudio's a better silent brute, knock you out of your shoes type guy than he is like actually taking the reins of a group.
Man with Power Pac could be honestly pretty fun.
Man with Power Pac.
Even though he'll probably never be AEW World Champion. A lot of people should, but they won't. Bandito.
I think that's just any in any era, any time in wrestling. There's guys who should be champions that just don't ever get that opportunity.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess, for instance, Umaga. He was never world champion. He could have been, but Umaga, he could have been.
Look at guys like Roddy Piper, who he was in the company for 8 years, give or take a little bit of a hiatus there, in the middle, but he only really got that thank you run with the IC title. He got that thank you for everything run with the IC title at the end of his like full-time WWE career, but other than that, he didn't really get. Jake Roberts didn't win one single title. IC World,
which
nothing.
is fucking nuts. Another
It's
one is
vast-
Owen Hart. Owen Hart is another. Honestly, MVP.
Owen Hart probably could have had he not passed when he did.
Yeah.
But
MVP.
also
That's
at what?
one. MVP. Like in 2007, he and Matt Hardy pretty much carried SmackDown.
The amount of people that should have been world champion in 2007,
But nah,
other
dog.
than
Great
other
Khali upside
other than
down.
Great Khali.
The Punjabi playboy himself.
You know what I will say about Kali though? Never had a bad theme.
That is 100% true.
No,
Never understood it, but I like
both of his themes were fucking heaters, bro. Like it was unbelievable.
I credit Jim Johnson.
Oh, absolutely. Jim Johnson was an insane producer and composer and all that. Like
They should at least bring it back in like at least in some way in the music department.
an advisory capacity.
Oh, why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Our president's in the Hall of Fame. And I still don't get that.
Also, are you guys excited? We're only a couple more weeks away from Talk is Jericho becoming an official part of the WWE podcast family.
Don't you dare. But you're so right.
Yeah, you say don't I dare, but you know I'm fucking right.
Yeah.
Did you hear the story of Jake Roberts was supposed to be in a huge feud with WWE canceled because yeah, I could believe that because they were so kayfabe centric back then. Like Iron Sheik getting fired because him and Duggan got found with hanging out in a car with cocaine in their fucking car with. Like the fact that they fired him not because he got caught with illegal drugs, but the fact that he was with a guy that he was feuding with at the time.
Wrestling.
Shows you how crazy, which just shows you how crazy kayfabe was back then.
Really, though.
It'll never go that. It will never be like that again. And honestly, it's probably for the best.
Speak for yourself, Mornellis. Speak for yourself. We need to bring back kayfabe. We need to, they're killing the... Damn it, I don't have the fake glasses. Killing the goddamn business, riding around here in the car together when they're supposed to be feuding off their asses.
Zander Cornette over here, once again.
I don't even like Cornette. Ray will...
Which honestly makes it funnier.
Next, he's gonna go cuss out a Dairy Queen worker.
You don't need to be a Jim Cornette to do that. Anybody could do that.
Yeah, but he does it the funniest.
True.
Also, I'd just like to share everyone. I got a new Waluigi hat, so Zen 5's hat has been upgraded for the first time in a decade. Showing it off on stream now. It's actually officially
inconceivable.
You'd have Xander Cornette cussing out the Dairy Queen worker, and then you'd have Crim Jericho fucking laughing in the back.
Instigating in the back.
Fucking Liam Storm's there too, also instigating, just not as bad as Crim.
Yeah, can't you just see me in the fake glasses wearing like my fucking Mario pajamas, which I do own now, like going, we wouldn't have ordered the food if we wasn't gonna eat it and pay for it. Ugly bitch.
Oh my fucking Christ, dude. What a God, man. I love both of Jericho or both of the books that I have, both of his first autobiographies were just so funny because hearing his takes on stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And then the other story that there's a lot of stories from his earlier career that I really loved in the first book, but one of them was the Halcyon Pill bowling one, where they all got fucked up off I think they were sleeping pills, and went bowling.
My God.
It was like him, Eddie, Haku, fucking what? It was just what? And then he was so fucked up that he went down a flight of stairs and knocked over a bunch of chairs.
Have you ever heard Jericho's story from the one time he hung out with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I
I
don't
don't think so.
recall it.
I don't think so.
So I don't know if it's in any of his books, but Ray told me this story. Apparently, Jericho was invited to a house party at Arnold's. And he and Arnold were hanging out on the balcony. And Arnold was like, "Here, Chris, you'll need to try one of these cigars." And Jericho took a big hit of it and he went, "Oh my God, Arnie, you know these are like 90% weed, right?" And Arnold goes, "I know. Why do you think I smoke them?"
What a man Arnie is.
What?
What a man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh God, I could totally see it though. Like that's so. Another funny story like regarding that is when he was when he first met Rey Mysterio and Art Barr introduced them, and he's thinking that Ray's just this little kid at the time, and
Oh
fucking
boy.
And Art's just ripping a fucking joint casually, and Jericho's thinking like, "What the fuck is this dude doing smoking around a kid?"
So,
Oh, Chris.
also, for anyone curious about some of the Christmas haul that came back home to me, I have a resin 3D printer now, which is pretty cool. Making some shit with that in the new year.
That's cool. That's cool.
And got some games that I'm going to be streaming soon, probably on the 24-hour stream. Got Donkey Kong Bonanza and Kirby Air Riders.
How fun. Okay, I got a question.
All right,
Oh
what's
boy.
up?
Wait, I don't know. That's not the response I'm on here. Jesus, K.
No, it was
And
an oh boy as up here question. Sweet. Like it wasn't the oh boy that I gave JT.
so thank God. Dodged a bullet there. Anyway,
What's
underrated
up?
Sonic game.
My favorite Sonic game? Is that what you said?
Underrated Sonic game.
Sonic Heroes.
Honestly, for me, it's the entire Sonic Riders and Sonic Heroes series. I don't know why they never went.
Yeah.
I know never went back and made another Sonic Riders, or at least like remastered it.
Yeah, I know that they decided to put the Extreme Gear into Sonic Crossworld.
Yeah, but why not just make remaster Riders again?
Yeah. I want to...
You'd think that'd be simpler, right?
Once I'm done with my over-the-top weekend of recording that I have to do, I need to go bust my ass delivery driving and hopefully shill some Streamlabs / Venmo / Cashapp / PayPal donations. Because my entire Steam wishlist is on sale right now, and your boy wants to pick up some games. Your boy also needs to make about $250 for it.
Yeah, if I didn't have 2 Ubers to get from this hotel to the arena and then back,
You're fine.
I would.
You're fine. I just gotta rage bait JT into giving me money as part of it.
Or Tatum.
Or Tatum, yeah.
One of them will do it.
Probably.
You just, and this is coming from the guy, of course, who dropped like $500 or so on fucking for stuff. That's going. Oh, I wish I could donate.
Oh, I know. And again, like I've always said, I never expect anyone to donate. It's appreciated, but I'm never gonna like make people feel bad for not doing it.
Yeah.
Zach asks what my favorite Sonic figure this year was. They didn't release too many this year, is the thing. But I'm probably gonna go with the first one they released of the new year, which was the Werehog.
That's pretty much going to be my answer.
Like, looking over at my Sonic shelf right now, the only new characters that got figures this year were they did the Werehog, they did Trip, I think is her name, from Sonic Superstars. I have her figure. I just haven't opened it yet. And then they did like Classic Amy and Classic Metal Sonic. I think got figures this year. No, it was last year that they got figures because I did that unboxing video last December. So really, it was just the Werehog, Trip, and who else? And then I know that Walmart now has exclusives of Whisper and Tangle from the comics that I have not been able to. But yeah, I guess it's got to be the Werehog.
Oh god, dude, I'm sorry. I don't mean oh god to that. I'm scrolling through Instagram right now just to see if AEW's announced any more matches for the pre-show, which they'll probably do tomorrow.
They did.
But
They did do one. Eddie Kingston
Yeah,
versus
they did.
Zach.
Yep.
Eddie versus who?
One of GYV.
Ah, gotcha. Zach Gibson.
Yeah, Zach Gibson.
Liverpool's number one.
Liverpool's number one.
Pretty much.
That was hilarious.
Oh, GYV.
But anyway, no, I was scrolling through, and the first thing that popped up was the fucking Spirit Squad, old Spirit Squad Titantron.
Bring back Titantrons.
Oh, 100%, yes.
It says something that like Logan Paul is the only one that got one.
Well, don't you know? It's because he's so humble.
Probably because he fucking paid for his.
I could see it.
Oh, man. As we are in the kind of final 45 minutes here of SmackDown, I am getting a few more things together on my other account for, what do you call it? For Crisis right now.
I was gonna say because I was gonna talk about I was gonna talk about matches I was excited for on Crisis 2. I'm definitely excited for the like I said, I'm a sucker for gauntlets. I'm excited for the big, elimination matches where you don't know who's gonna show up. So I'm excited for that big the 29 men versus one gorilla thing, which I think is fucking hilarious that we're doing this almost a year after. It was cool.
Oh, fuck yourself.
Oh, hello,
Hi,
Liam.
Liam.
Guess who's 30 minutes late and overslept?
You're an hour and 15 minutes late, so it's not you.
Oh, I am. Fantastic. Awesome. Sick.
Actually, more like an hour because you were late to get on stream, but we're not going to talk about that.
Shut up, Kay. Liam doesn't need to know that.
Oh, really? I would love to know this.
Yeah, Zander was late for stream today.
Liam doesn't even know that I was 15 minutes late to stream because my fat ass was making Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Oh, no, that's valid. No.
No, when you said what it was, I was like, oh, dude, I would do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I was making.
Zander.
Go ahead.
Zander, buddy, you forget. I'm a fellow fat fuck. I get it.
I actually saw myself in the mirror today for the first time in a couple days, and I was like, oh, hold on, I've lost some fucking weight. What's going on? Like, I don't look as awful in the mirror anymore.
Yeah, I don't say that as an insult either.
No, I know.
Yeah, I figured I just wanted to make that clear because I understand at face value that's like, wow, okay, that's kind of mean. No.
Hey, bad dog. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't. I'm sorry I didn't see this. I think you sent it while I was scrolling through Instagram. I'm doing all right, man. But had a crazy day yesterday. Have a crazy day tomorrow. Had a low key day today, chilling in the hotel. So everything's going good, man. Thanks for asking.
My day has been spent at this computer recording all fucking day.
Oh shit! It's past 8 o'clock. I gotta send you that shit. Hold up.
I feel like I've done nothing today, but I have done so much.
That's life, isn't it?
It really is.
But Liam, before you hopped in, I was just telling everybody what my favorite matches of the weekend are. We coming up for the weekend as far as like LS11 stuff goes. To continue a question from earlier, I was just getting to Crisis of Infinite Squared Circles, and I was talking about the man versus the 29 men versus one gorilla match. That's almost a year past being a thing.
A year in the making, you could say, for this one match.
I did come up with it a year ago, so there is that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This show got paid for a year ago.
It's paying off now.
It took me a while. 2K24 was the game this show was supposed to be on.
Yeah, but see, there's that match. I think there's a match that I've been pretty vocal about calling the most fitting match in LS11, and that being Jadam versus the Krusty Crushers.
If there was ever a match to describe LS11, it'd be this one.
Yeah,
Like,
this matchup, of course, coming about from the fact that Tatum is the only reason that the Krusty Crushers even happened in ARW.
Didn't they beat big bad bosses of all teams?
They won a gauntlet, is what it was.
Yeah, now it's back to me. The gauntlet.
I mean, as an avid SpongeBob fan, as anybody who sees my gifting knows that I'm very heavy on gifting SpongeBob gifts. So, as somebody
humor is
yeah, but no, I could definitely just definitely see that sticking them in such a loaded tag team division for ARW might have just been something that you didn't necessarily make priority.
Yeah, and like I'm excited for the relaunch. I'll have an interesting story regarding Krusty Crushers to tell on probably a podcast like maybe 6 months into the ARW relaunch, which of course nobody except for me and the creative team currently know when ARW's full relaunch is, but it's coming. Holding that card a little close to my chest, but I'll have an announcement on it before the end of the year of when it's back.
What? Zander holding creative cards to his chest from the public? Who could have guessed?
I know. I've only just, because of Liam, I'll give Liam credit where it's due for them right now. Liam is the reason that I've started taking more risks lately and just not telling creative certain stuff before it happens so that they get some genuine shocks too.
Absolutely. Like, my thing is, I told Zander that. I think that's a great way to go about things sometimes, because the way some of the Quan does it is there's the head booker, and then there's the second opinion, and then there's everybody else. And obviously that doesn't devalue everybody else, obviously. But like, the second opinion would be the person that you'd like would know, like, everybody would know everything, obviously. But the second opinion would know like the more secretive, like risky shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kind of fun thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, because the way I see it, because I remember when we had the conversation when we were watching after we got done watching Fantastic Four, which, by the way, very excited to start watching more movies with you. Fucking absolutely. You had told me that nobody knew that, except for you, that Daxium was beating Theory, and it got a real genuine reaction.
Correct.
Yeah, it's genuine reactions are a great fucking thing. 100, and that's why I'm very excited to see everybody's genuine reaction to two of the major things we've talked about planning.
And to build off of that, there's been a lot of recent ones, and it's kind of funny. Liam mentioned it with Klon. It's like there's a head booker and then kind of a second opinion and then kind of everyone else. With LS11, it's very much been, I've taken that approach, but the second opinion sometimes will just be different members of creative. So there's stuff that Liam knows is coming that none of the other creative members know are coming. There's stuff that Pierre knows is coming that no one else knows. Kay, so on and so forth. I'll even say I won't give any hints about it, but I don't even think Liam knows this. Prim is the second opinion on one creative decision right now that no one else knows about.
It's a revolving door of opinions, pretty much.
Correct.
Well, that's completely fair.
I like to think so. I know this is
Yeah, no,
shocking for everybody to hear, by
yeah.
the way. Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov are having a very good wrestling match.
I'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch it later.
Joe Hendry and your boy Mike was exactly what you expected it to be.
Side quest line.
I knew it was going to be like comedic.
It was fine.
When it was funny because when R-Truth was revealed as like the bunny, Zander, before it even happened, was like, let me guess, R-Truth is the bunny. This is what Liam was telling me that you should sit down for this earlier.
It's look. I really like Joe. I really think Joe. We've had this discussion on stream multiple times. I think Joe was, and if he really wanted to be, still could be a world-class wrestler. But unfortunately, Joe is in a situation. Well, it depends how you look at it, honestly. Joe is in a situation where he struck gold as an entertainer, and I think it's put a ceiling on him as a wrestler.
Yeah.
So, in another universe, I really could see Joe Hendry as like a world heavyweight champion, or maybe even a WWE champion. I just unfortunately do not think it is this universe. I'd love to be proven wrong. I would 100% love to be proven wrong. I'd love to down the road see WWE let him try the prestigious one on the main roster, because I think that could be fantastic. I think a heel Joe Hendry managed by, I don't know, Wade Barrett could be kind of cool. But I don't see it happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but who knows? Maybe WWE will take a risk for once.
I mean, on one card, it's unfortunately, but on the other card, it's more of the fact I believe that Joe Hendry was lightning in a bottle. It happened overnight. So I don't think, on the other hand, it's the same thing with Cody too. It's Cody getting over as he did kind of happened overnight. It was lightning in a bottle, and I don't think they want to risk it. But fucking sometimes when you risk it, you get better fucking storylines.
It's true.
Absolutely. Never forget the We Want Cody movement.
I have opinions on that.
I feel like we might have a very similar opinion.
I want to know.
Yeah,
I love
know.
Cody Rhodes. I love Cody Rhodes. Anyone who knows me knows this. Anyone who knows me knows I love Cody to a point where I was depressed for a whole day when Roman Reigns fucking beat him in 2023. All right? We Want Cody only fucking happened because the fucking Rock tried to hijack the match. It didn't work. So they swapped the plan and tried to make everyone think, oh, it was a work. It's what we do. It's what we do. You guys got work now. Nope.
Yeah, I think we all have very similar opinions on that then.
It is. And the thing is, I'm willing to argue that's the storyline that kind of started my turn on Roman Reigns. Because it was already beginning, because the Roman J SummerSlam match for me was the turning point in ring wise. It was fucking dog shit. But I'm like, okay, it's one match. every wrestler has a bad match. You know, it's fine. Not every match is like a 10-star course meal.
Yeah.
But then the mediocre Roman Reigns LA Knight match happens. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Then the mediocre ass fatal 4-way happens. I'm like, okay, Roman buddy, I think you're starting to lose it. Then Roman Cody happens. I'm like, no, hold on. He still got it. But then it was all downhill from there. I think, and I'll be honest, it's not just a Roman issue. I think a lot of the wrestlers in WWE nowadays are more of worried about what's the next catchphrase they can get on a t-shirt. What's the next catchphrase they can get over with the audience? Like, Jacob Fatu is an excellent wrestler. Jacob Fatu can be an excellent promo. But from the last few weeks I saw, not recently, obviously he's been out, but the last couple weeks I had seen him, he was fucking forcing yada I mean in every single promo.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
The next yeet, if you will.
I've mentioned this. I'm always going to be a massive Jacob Fatu mark due to the fact that he has an extremely relatable story, and he's really turned his life around. And for those in creative that I've told, if you know, you know, I have a very major connection to that, so to his specific story.
Right.
And but I can also see from a objective standpoint where you can be like, okay, it's starting to get forced now. Like, he's looking for that reaction instead of just being fully authentic. I don't think he's completely jumped the shark yet, but it definitely at times feels like, yeah, he's trying to force a reaction.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's the WWE way nowadays.
Yeah. Pierre kind of took the words out of the mouth. For some of these guys, you can tell who is being told to force it in every promo and who's stupid enough to think forcing it every promo works. Like, I like Cody. I like Punk. But the opening line of, so, what do you guys want to talk about? And fucking, boy, isn't it great to be alive on Monday night, insert name of town. It feels kind
so
of corny.
Corporate.
It's corny.
Yeah.
It's corny.
At first when Punk started doing it, it felt like, damn, like he's in a really good mood. It felt like, damn, Punk's in a really good mood. Okay, and then it kept happening. It was like, all right, now, and it's disappointing with Punk because he was such an anti-establishment guy for most of his career, and now it feels like he's trying his hardest to not rock the boat and actually keep a job.
All right,
which
is the first time
understandable.
Yeah.
This is the first time I feel like either in a while or ever I get to publicly say this on stream. And this coming from a guy whose whole personality, like fucking 50% of his personality, is CM Punk. That's because CM Punk has no choice. CM Punk's ego burnt his bridge in AEW. CM Punk's ego has burnt his bridge everywhere else. So if CM Punk wants to wrestle, he had one of two options. Either swallow his pride, apologize, and try to fix the situations his ego created in AEW, or go crawling back to WWE.
Yeah, pretty much. The memes that came out of this, that he did come back, it's honestly kind of wild. He doesn't really feel like CM Punk anymore.
Exactly. He has his moments. He has some of the stuff he's done has been with Punk's recent run. It's either he's really good, he really sucks, or he really doesn't give a shit. There's no in between. Like if you
that is
compare
good.
the CM Punk, if you compare the CM Punk that feuded with Jey Uso to the CM Punk that feuded with Gunther, you could tell who Punk doesn't care about and who Punk does care about feuding with.
It's night and day.
Yeah. Well, like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I feel like Punk's at his best when like his life is almost falling apart. If that's okay to say. Like genuinely got a grudge, biggest chip on his shoulder, is best Punk. Am I wrong in saying that?
Punk is at his best when he's got something to prove. The problem is CM Punk has bluntly gone back on every principle that he's preached. And again, I say this as a CM Punk guy, but he was very vocal about, the Saudi blood money and go suck the blood money, all that bullshit, only to go to Saudi Arabia, and it's like, oh no, I was having a bad day. I didn't mean that. Punk used to be
he could have been having a bad day.
The thing is, look. Like, there's a lot of people that go to Saudi Arabia that I could hold it against. The only reason I hold it against CM Punk is because you can't sit there, you can't be that vocal and that outspoken about it and not expect people to shit on you when you go back on your word.
That's true.
Right.
100%.
Like, if fucking someone was so outspoken about Israel and like everything Israel's doing, only to then go to Israel and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean it." That's hypocrisy. You're a clown.
Yeah.
It's kind of been a trend for Punk. If I'm not mistaken, I could be.
Sadly, you're right.
It just feels right now that everybody in WWE at the moment, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people, at least the really big people,
Let's say like 80%.
Their true ceilings, like, of what they can be, are nerfed for the sake of whatever network they're dealing with wants to do, or what TKO wants them to do.
Yeah, more.
Or the occasional USA network. It feels all manufactured.
Absolutely.
Which isn't exactly a feeling you want to see in wrestling.
Which is a major reason why I decided that despite it being on my bucket list, that it's probably best that it stays on my bucket list to go to any big four WWE shows, unless something drastic fucking happens and it goes back uphill. But right now, it's just not worth my money to go.
Absolutely.
Where it feels like they're phoning it in and laughing at us that we're still paying for this.
I also want to say this because it was the topic of a discussion here in the Discord. I know this is a revolutionary concept to people, but if you buy tickets to a wrestling show, you're allowed to voice your opinion how you want. You're not supposed to be a robot and cheer who they want you to cheer and boo who they want you to boo. Because it is not the 1990s anymore. Kayfabe is very much dead. Zander, that looks phenomenal. Just want to point that out, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, no, it's like it's like I'm not gonna, because my biggest thing, and it's just like you look back at SummerSlam, for example, when Brock came out, and you hear the pop that he got, and you listen to all these people who are like cheering him and like, oh my god, he's back. It's like, bruh, did you not forget that did you forget that he's a major defendant in a fucking sex trafficking suit?
Pretty sure that's also still ongoing.
And
Like,
yeah, it's
so either you people have no morals, or you're one of those robotic fans that'll cheer moments that are manufactured to make you cheer.
I think that's the incident that turned me on a lot of YouTubers.
I think
it and I think now that you bring that up, that's the one thing that kind of made me side-eye BDE. Is I remember when Vibe was at SummerSlam and then Brock came out, they popped, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think Con Man also did the same thing on his stream. Like, he popped and it was like, all right, dude. Like,
Con is a guy I don't like either. I do not like Con. I do not like the I feel like certain React streamers feel like they're better than you. They feel like they're better than you. And they do things to get on, and they think they're better than everybody because they get on the show sometimes, their reactions.
Yeah.
I think that the three-headed dragon of React streamers I do not like are Conman, Santi Zap, and Weezy Blonde. Those are the three I do not like.
Fair enough.
I also noticed that, like, because he does his like, oh my god, try not to look away videos, and it's very like the counter that he had on one of them that I watched was very much an indication of he's trying to like meet this quota, and like him and his editor are trying to meet this quota rather than actually having genuine reactions to these crazy spots, and it's like, I don't know, it just. Unfortunately, that's kind of just a microcosm of the internet era of professional wrestling. Is there's a lot of reaction chasing.
Pretty much.
There's a lot of reaction farming. There's a lot of searching for reaction rather than getting a genuine reaction just because you do something cool.
It's all about the moments now. Not the story, the moment. Hell, Seth's cash-in, you could argue. It's about the moment.
Is it about the moment when it's telegraphed like a fucking motherfucker? Like,
we all knew it was coming, even though
there's a very big no-no in wrestling. There's a very big cardinal sin you cannot commit. And it's never work the boys. You never work the boys. You never work the wrestlers.
But for some reason, they keep doing it.
Because unlike, working a creative team like us and hiding certain things, when you work the boys in the back, it creates a certain level of distrust. And that's what eventually, it's a major thing that killed WCW.
And you never want to do that. You don't want to lose faith in your locker room, your employees. Yet for some reason, here we are.
Now, I know you've been locked in on fucking cause and whatever, Zander, but I'd love to hear your opinion on some of this shit.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. I know Xander's I was about to ask about what Xander's opinion was.
You were pretty silent on this.
On which part? Specifically.
Almost all of it.
Almost all of it, yeah.
Almost all of it, pretty much.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that we don't have another situation like the other day.
You are involved here.
We're good. We're good. No, React streamers, I agree. I don't have as big of a problem with Santi personally, but I've also never interacted with him that much. I do find Con Man quite annoying. I'm with Liam. What really turned me off of BDE and why he didn't join like LAW or TNA the way Chris Danger has is 100% because of the Brock stuff. Very much turned me off of him. And I know Liam before was like, oh my god, how long is Zander gonna milk this until the dead horse stops printing money. I do think BDE is a giant mark for himself. Unironic.
No, BDE is 100% a mark for himself. And look, I will say this because I've said this to Tom before. All I can do to the chat and everyone here is provide information. You do what you want with it. You do what you want with it. I don't know if people know this or not. And I'd have to ask for the clip from, I think it was, I forget which con member was told the story. But they have no reason to lie. So if I can find the clip, I will link it. Apparently, there is a clip out there where Santi's app says, I don't know if it's on stream, a video, or what, but he sits there and he says, and I quote, he hates children because he doesn't want people to think he's a pedophile. And I just think that's really, really weird to say if that's true. Now keep in mind, I haven't seen the clip. I don't know. I don't fully know if the clip exists, but that's a really weird thing for my boys to lie to me about. Like that's an insane thing to lie about.
That's a crazy statement for sure.
That's a pretty weird thing to say.
And I think that's what turned me off on Santi. That's such an odd thing to say.
Yeah, that's certainly a sentence.
In what context would you even have to say that?
Yeah. Well, like the back on a like little bit of a better topic, like back on the
absolutely. That was a small.
Yeah, back on the. No, I'm not like shitting on you because like that's a
no. I know. It's smart with the change the topic.
But a major reason why I've mentioned this before, a reason that I have a hard time watching wrestling anymore with my dad is because he is one of those drony. I don't want to, he is one of those drony kind of robotic fans, like the whole old school kayfabe. Cheer the good guys, boo the bad guys. And, like, sometimes, like, I'll bring up, like, oh, I like this guy because he's talented, and because the guy's a heel, he'll be like, oh, I don't like that guy. And it's like, you have no reason to dislike him other than the story's telling you to dislike him.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it's just watching with somebody that has such a different mindset and the different knowledge is just kind of, I don't want to say exhausting because I love my dad and I love watching wrestling with my dad. Something that I've done since I was a kid, but like I hope I'm making sense.
You are. Absolutely.
You are. I get it. Honestly, kind of glad my other friends aren't wrestling fans, because I would hate to have to explain some things to them.
Yeah, no, I
there was
get that.
it was funny, like on the whole like explaining wrestling thing. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I posted video. It was a guy who was rap battling AJ Francis, and he was like, and he went through like this whole story of like his girlfriend doesn't like when he watches wrestling because he gets so like passionate about it, and he was like going on about like different stories and stuff, and like like I was starting to like tear up because just so many like it brought back so many memories for me. And then at the end of it, he goes, so I asked my girlfriend to. He's like, I asked my girlfriend to sit down and watch an episode of SmackDown with me just to see where my head, just for her to see where my head's at. And then he goes, then I watched you flop over the top rope, and I said, how the fuck do I explain that?
That's great.
Also, over the chat, Flame with a great question. Yes. Flame with a great question. Why do we all have such similar profile pictures?
Well, look. I saw Zander change his profile picture to a drawing his brother,
Yep,
right?
brother-in-law, yeah.
His brother-in-law made him. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm changing my profile picture to artwork I have in my phone.
Mine was originally John Cena, but then Zander over here got mad at us for all having the exact same profile
I
when
didn't
John
get
Cena
mad.
retired.
He was confused. I get it.
I know he wasn't mad.
To be fair, it was like 1 a.m. his time, and he was fucking exhausted. So when he looks up and he sees all the same fucking profile pic with the exact same color, like
it also doesn't help that we're all in blue handling, blue name heading, which also probably confused him.
and then Liam changes their name to "It's me, Zander."
I changed mine to Gunther, and here we are. If you want, Xander, just change my name color to pink. Who cares? If it helps.
Once we've server boosted LS11 enough where I can give everyone like custom role symbols, I will just let all the creative team pick their own color.
Thick.
Yeah, mine is just me. I have nothing to hide. I don't, I don't think I'm good. I don't think I'm great looking, but I think I'm passable enough.
Hey, don't you discount yourself. I've seen you. You are a good-looking man.
The people do not need to see my balding ass head. I'm good.
You've shown it before. I will not make you.
We will not put you through that trauma again.
Look, I should be shaving the head tomorrow. So.
Excuse me.
But but yeah, no, it is kind of funny because all of us definitely do have the black and white thing going on with our pictures, so it's like
it is very funny. I'm very excited for everyone to see Crisis this weekend as well, which I'm actually gonna, in the last 10 minutes of SmackDown, make the arena for finally, I think.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was also funny because like I've joked about, because we always joke about like in creative, like we'll fall asleep or we'll like go to do something and we'll come back, and we always joke with the gif from Jim Carrey and Bruce Almighty where he opens up the filing cabinet and then goes flying for a fucking mile on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we always joke about that. We always joke about that in creative when we come back and there's just been a shit ton of shit. And it just happened, and it happened to me because I fell asleep for a couple hours and I woke up, and I shit you not, there were like 200 messages that I had missed just in that couple of hours. And it was like, and one of them was it was like, this was right after the Cena match, so obviously emotions were really high with a lot of us after the whole Cena thing, and everybody had the Cena pic of him like leaving, and then Zander was like, oh, everybody, like, sorry, everybody has the same pic, and then Pierre was like, oh, okay, I'll change it. He changes to the Gunther one. And one of my things was like, I woke up and I was like, oh, okay. And I made a list, and the last one was like, and Pierre's rage baiting right now. Like, I missed a fucking lot.
Yeah, Pierre's rage baiting. JT Jason.
I'm not a professional. That'd be JT's domain.
Yeah,
but I do dabble in the rage bait.
I was just dying because I was like, Pierre of all people, Pierre, who is easily the quietest out of all of us.
Until recently.
I'm quiet when it comes to actually speaking. I'm quiet when it comes to like actually speaking, but I'm very vocal in Discord. It's not in the voice chat.
Your Epic is trying to say you have you don't accept gifts.
Oh shit, hold on. How do I do that? How do I change that?
I got you. Let me look this up for you, boss man.
Please do. I'm trying to figure out, I wish I still had the LSWF logo on hand. If I can find it, I'll go see if I can. I think what I'm going to do is literally make it where the Crisis Arena is a mix of LSWF and ARW's logos and stuff.
Okay. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to open your Epic Games launcher. I'm gonna walk you through this step. You're in it.
Already open.
Okay, you're gonna click the profile icon.
Yup.
You're gonna click the gear icon. You're gonna go to setting. You're gonna go to settings, I believe.
There we go. Yep, settings.
And then is there an account and privacy tab there?
Preferences, desktop notifications, download and install, troubleshoot. Or no, there is not.
Let me do this with you. Hold on. Let me do this with you. I think that will make my life a lot more easier. Give me one second. Let me open Epic Games Store. Phone.
So, did you guys hear about the WWE Stranger Things crossover?
No.
I saw the preview. I didn't know what the fuck it was about, though.
Yeah, so apparently they're having a crossover. Let me go find it and I'll post it in the Discord.
That's two of my favorite things ever. So I'm intrigued.
Okay. Let me figure this out.
Where is it?
I'm gonna figure this out, boss man. Give me a second here.
Good, you're good.
Fuck it, I guess that's gonna be close enough.
Flame Massive, I need any characters, but currently think I'm good. Can't think of anyone off the top of my head right now that we need. Updated.
I don't think it matters if I sign it. Oh my god, of course. Oh my god. Let me go to everything here.
Place the LSWF logo. Fine. I don't think people are going to be too pressed about it.
As you.
I don't think I'm going to give a fuck if people get pressed about it. How about that, Pierre?
Better.
Yeah!
He's learning, boys. And, well, peeps, I should say.
Okay, that's okay. Hold on. Fuck. It's under Epic Rewards? No. The shit. YouTube is my friend. Hold on.
That's good. YouTube's never been my friend. YouTube has been mean to me for fucking 14 years, and I continue to come back. Make it double announcement. Been a while since I've made an arena. Yeah, you can. Oh, yes, you can. You can individually edit the announce tables.
Well,
Okay.
that nice to know.
I can make one the LSWF table and one the end.
So what you're gonna so I have cracked this code. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to open the game. You're gonna want to open. Fun. I know. Fun.
Fuck, that's the last thing I want to do with Fortnite.
Okay.
Alright, let me finish up what I'm doing here, and then I will.
I got you.
I am almost done with the arena.
Gotcha. This should take like I just found the settings, so this should take like less than a few seconds.
All good. I am finishing up the arena now. I also hold on. There we go. So a kind of funny thing here for you guys real quick watching at home that may not be in the Discord. So as you all know, Liam has finally convinced me to play Fortnite. It's happening soon, probably on the 24-hour stream. The 24-hour stream, which is looking like it's going to be later this week, not this upcoming Monday. It's going to be at the start of 2026 instead, just because I need to go make some delivery money, which I'm not sure if I'll be able to make otherwise, which is important because I'm like $300 away from being able to pay my bills.
Yeah, Zander paying his bills is an important thing.
That is true.
Am I playing Fortnite tonight? No, I am not playing it tonight, Flame. I'm going to open it up so...
Yeah, he's only opening the game to enable gifting so I could send him shit. I said I'd send him for Christmas.
Correct. But yeah, we're going to play it on the 24-hour stream, which is probably going to be maybe this upcoming Friday, not a week from today, potentially. We'll see.
Noted. Okay, awesome.
I will give people more of a heads up when I know for sure. It could be
gotcha.
It could be earlier in the week simply because if I'm going to do the karaoke portion, I might want to do it on a day where Hemlock's at work. Because God loved them, they do not need to have to listen to me sing for 2 to 3 hours.
You sure?
They already hear my voice enough every day as it is. But anyways, all right, cool. I've made the arena, which is good. Let me boot up fucking Fork Knife over here. But so I sent my younger brother, who's been trying to get me to play Fortnite for a decade at this point. I sent him a screenshot of the game downloading on my PC, right? And I said all it took was Sabrina Carpenter and the SpongeBob Buddy, and now I'm gonna finally play. And he responds, "Godmit, what the fuck?" 2 separate texts, and then the third text I received from my brother was, hold on, like, I know that would be peak for you, but if all the other collabs with Han Solo and all the other fucking everything didn't get you, a fine-ass blonde bitch and SpongeBob the fucking sidekick gets you? Hi, JT.
Hello, JT.
And apparently, USA
And
Network...
he's gone.
Apparently, USA
And now
Network
he's back.
is playing an MCU movie, because that's what this stream I'm watching is pulling up. Wonder what movie, because sometimes the backdoor streams just keep going for like another hour because they forget that they're streaming. I'm curious, which MCU movie we're watching here?
Ooh, the suspense.
I'm gonna guess... I don't know.
Infinity War.
Or Endgame, baby. It's the Avengers. Who knows?
I am trying to fucking tell what this is. Oh, it's Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh.
Pretty fitting, seeing as I was doing ARW stuff.
It is pretty fitting.
Extremely fitting.
Alright, I have got Fortnite pulled up.
Okay, what you're gonna do is you're in the main menu. You're gonna go to the in-game settings.
Hold on, I'm connecting right now still.
Oh, okay. Got you. No worries,
right.
no worries.
Hold on. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that we are finally here. It has been a decade of avoiding it. I am looking at the Fortnite screen right now. My game is loading in.
What a time.
What a timeline we live in.
Oh, I got the Lego Fortnite theme. Let me claim that. Oh god, that's copyrighted music. That's copyrighted music. Oh god.
Oh no!
I was playing the fucking
Shit.
Harry Potter theme.
Oh brother.
Fucking J.K. Rowling's
brother.
transphobic ass is gonna own my game. Okay.
Boo.
Okay, hold on. I'm in the game settings now.
Okay.
What up,
So
JT?
when you go to the game settings, you're going to go all the way over to account, which is
Yes.
the last option on the far right.
Can receive gifts on. Got it.
Yeah, you're going to turn that on. Let me know when you've turned that on.
And it's on.
Beautiful. So now, to claim your shit, you're going to want to close and reopen the game.
Okay. Close it for the fucking Harry Potter theme.
All right, sick. There you go. That's been sent.
All right. So, I am not going to stick around in the creative call for too long here. Unless we get any last-second donations here. And I only say that because the king of donations himself has rolled up. But, folks, you are not just here for the SmackDown watch-along. Because LS11 Universe, once I've gotten the game booted up to receive my gift real quick from Liam, the only Liam Outsider Themes Malone.
Yes, sir.
LS11 Universe, welcome to World Cup 3 Live.
It's finally happening.
Go.
8 matches tonight. Tonight, you are getting NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer versus AEW's Willow Nightingale. TNA Knockouts Champion Shayna Baszler versus AEW's Taya Valkyrie. Isla Dawn versus Women's United States Champion Rhea Ripley. Azumi versus Nixon Newell. Ivy Nile versus the returning Chris Statlander. Pause for Liam applause. Chelsea Green versus Carissa Rivera. WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Blake Monroe versus Nikki Blackheart. And Anna Jay versus one half of the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Lei Ying Lee. Fuck yes, thank you, Liam.
Of course, I got you, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is here, and I just want to take a little bit of credit because I was the one who pointed out to Zander that the original plan of doing it tomorrow would overlap with World's End.
You don't want to do that now, do you?
Because I am, yeah. Hold on, let me. Apparently, I can get gifts from the lodge real quick in Fortnite.
Yeah, if you get them daily, you get a couple free things.
Gotcha. I'm opening the music one. I got Just a Holiday in Battlewood. Cool.
Yes, no clue what that is.
I grabbed music because I thought, why not? Okay, I'm gonna leave the lodge and I'm gonna close Fortnite. Oh wait, hold on. I've got a friend invite from Real Crim Rocker. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Alright, now I'm gonna close the game out. Alright. Let me get everything put where I need it to go. I will have something fun to share with the creative team soon. What do I mean live, like on LS11 YouTube, or I mean right here, right now is what I mean, Flame Shadow. I mean on this stream, we do the World Cup. And,
Okay, Zander Hendry, I see you.
who do you think performs those Joe Hendry songs? Nobody save the AI! I do most of them now. The only ones I've ever let the AI do were like, I let the AI do All In But You because it had range that I couldn't. But,
Which was admittedly a bagger song.
Oh yeah, very very fun. It was a very fun one. I think All In But You is probably my favorite. I wrote the lyrics for All In But You. The AI just performed. I always write the lyrics at least. But anyways, yes, I'm gonna share a quick thing in the Cult of Missile, which was the creative is called, because I got one small mod related thing working that I'm very excited about.
Oh boy.
Oh
Yeah!
Let's go.
Eek.
I'll explain what it is in the chat real quick for the guys.
Hold up.
The fucking penny belt.
Thank you, Liam. In my dreams, yes, that is accurate.
Fuck you, it's canon.
It's gonna be canon to LS11 universe for sure.
Yes, let's go. Yes.
Yes.
Fucking
All
go.
the yes.
Yeah, we call
Finally.
For those that don't know, the creative team is
It's
called
so
Cult of
good.
Missile.
It's so good.
Thank you, Pierre. All right. So let me get logged back into my other Steam account and not my backup Steam account, which is Carnold Zandzenegger, for those that have wondered.
Wow.
That's fucking interesting.
One of Hemlock's favorite like vocal stems that I will do that they cannot copy is like sad Carnold noise.mp3, essentially, is what we call it. Which
Oh,
is so
boy.
funny because she who shall not be named fucking hates Carnold.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
Of course she hates it.
because she hates fun.
Correct.
Professional fun hater.
But sad Carnold noise is just it's this. A very sad Carnold. Like what I do genuinely think is funny is as I'm getting the game booted up to start World Cup up before I head out of the call. And you are all more than welcome to jump over to the YouTube chat to react as World Cup 3.
I'm already I'm in both because I always like watch to see your reaction. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Yes. Also with both.
That's fair. But yeah, no. What was I going with? Thought. I lost my train of thought. Someone help me here. I going with it.
vocal stem, Carnold vocal stem.
Well, yes,
Carnold
yes,
vocal
stem.
stem. Ex-wife not liking Carnold. Sad Carnold noise.mp3. Right. Found it. I do think it's really funny how, like, back on my whole Zander Cornet killing the goddamn business thing, I do think it's really funny how it went from when there were killjoys like Flatliner in the Discord always been like, well, you're really Carnold, Zander. I'm gonna prove you and Carnold are the same person all the time. And me just being super like, no, we're not, and putting he and I on screen together all the time and all of that. But now that killjoys and fun sponges like that are gone, I'm just like, I mean, yeah, we all know.
We enjoy it and we act like it's a separate thing, but we all know.
Right. Like, we're all adults here. We all know. There have been points in time where people don't know because of all the editing and the fact that I can switch the voice on a dime and then suddenly be someone else and then even someone else that quickly. That is just
a dude disguised as other dudes.
That is called bit commitment.
Let me try this. Hold on. Let me make sure I've got the actual quote here. All right, here we go. I know who I am. I'm the dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
That's great.
Yes.
Speaking of which, when the fuck are we gonna do Tropic Thunder?
Sometime next year.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair.
hold on. Let me get the whole line here. I know who I am. I'm the dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. I do not read the script. Hey, Beta, the script reads me. There we go.
I'm Emperor Cusco.
This the script reads me, just ties it all together.
Hey, Peter, the script reads me.
The dead on Patrick Warburton impression is one of the most impressive things. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty easy voice to mimic, but when it's done well, it's great.
I'm very proud of that one. Speaking of things that the Fun Sponge didn't like. But yeah, no, to answer Flame's question real quick, no, she didn't like any of the other Zanders either. She found other than Quizmaster. Like, she found all of them annoying.
Why specifically did she like Quizmaster?
Who did Quizmaster's partner in crime look just like?
Yeah.
You know what? That's pretty narcissistic.
All right. Hold on, the hair's going back because I'm about to have to do a shit ton of recording. But other than that, I'm going to bow out of the creative voice call. Folks, welcome to World Cup 3, Part 1 of 1,000. All right, creative team, I will see you all soon.
See you in a bit.
Zander, I will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
I'll see you tomorrow, actually, Zander.
All right. Liam's going to come hit me with their bus. There you go. I got hit by the bus. All right. Let me get everything set up here to do a video. And all right, hold on. Shit, I might need to read. All right, cool. And the really good thing is that the way I'm recording this, the stream isn't going to get hit with copyright claim because with how I record on OBS, it will not stream the game sound, which means I can play the game without you guys hearing the audio from it. And we're going to be all good. All right. So, this will also go up for members and Patreons tonight once it is done. I think this is the best way to start World Cup 3. Yep, I made the World Cup 3 arena while we were live. And we are going to start it. What better way than with the NXT Women's Champion against one of the hottest young stars in AEW. Here we go. Pierre, one of you guys do me a favor and start sharing this in the Discord that we're doing World Cup Live, please. All right. Hey, LS11 Universe channel members and Patreons and those in the December 26th live chat. It's Zander and welcome to World Cup 3. I am so sorry for how long it took for us to get here, but at long last, we are here. It is the women's edition of the World Cup. We have made it at long last, and we are kicking things off with the NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Vaquer, who, folks, might I add, was the #1 overall favorite to win the entire tournament. This is one of the only times in LS11 history that there has been a video or a vote of any time where it has involved the women of LS11 Universe and Rhea Ripley has not placed first. Stephanie Vaquer is the #1 favorite representing her home nation of Chile here tonight. Is the NXT Women's Champ as she prepares to spin the wheel and make the deal in just a couple of weeks' time at Halloween Havoc. She takes on the bubbly and fun-loving, one of the fan favorites of All Elite Wrestling, who, as of this live stream, will also be competing in the Lethal Lottery qualifying matches tomorrow, teaming up with the Go to Sleep originator Kenta against Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy It is the one, the only, the eccentric, the bubbly Willow Nightingale making her way down to the ring. Willow Nightingale has been on the rise as of late. The babe with the power has made her way down to the ring. Willow, an underdog in this one for sure. She was one of there were several women who did not receive any votes from the over 100 fans in the LS11 universe that submitted votes for who they thought would win the Women's World Cup. And Willow Nightingale was one of the bottom ones. And so now she gets a chance to prove the world wrong as she goes one-on-one with the NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Vaquer. It is number 1 versus number 64 tonight. That is how we've laid out the Women's World Cup. Is every round you will all be given 8 votes, and it will start decreasing once we get to the later rounds, and whoever has the most votes will face the person with the least, going from bottom to top, as we find out who you all believe will become the first ever LS11 Universe NWA Women's Champion, a title that is going to be on par with the NWA Men's Championship and the LS11 Grand Championship as the third of the floating top titles in LS11 Universe, and joining the other floating titles such as the DPW titles, which, to peel back the curtain just a little bit, are on their way out, with DPW on its way out in real life as well, as Willow with a big crossbody there, taking down Stephanie Vaquer. Goes for the senton Vaquer out of the way here. Stephanie pops up into rolling arm drag on Willow and into a drop kick of her own. But as the floating title number changes, the NWA Women's title joins the mix very soon. I can also announce, I'm very excited about this, the very talented Seriously Eagles modder, who makes incredible modded championships, has made an NWA Women's Championship mod and has gone so far as to include the detail where you can change out the picture on the championship like they do with the real NWA Women's title, which is very exciting. So the winner of the NWA Women's title tournament will get as crossbody there from Willow, who countered that back body drop from Vaquer. It's going head to the head here. The winner of the NWA Women's title will have her face featured in the belt's centerpiece, which is very exciting. It was something I was very excited about at the prospect of bringing in the NWA Women's title, as it is something that I think makes it one of the most unique belts in all of professional wrestling. As Willow now grabs a hold of Stephanie Vaquer, throwing her into the corner now, and Willow Nightingale. What a chop! To la primera. Stephanie Vaquer out of the way now, grabs onto Willow, pulling her in now, and Stephanie Vaquer, knee into the back of Willow Nightingale. Nightingale answering back with a jawbreaker, though, and Willow Nightingale, what a spine buster there by the Babe of Wrath to no. Of course, Willow is part of the Babes of Wrath tag team on AEW as well, alongside the recently returned to AEW from her hiatus to TNA and on the Indies, Harley Cameron, a woman who is also in this tournament, and I believe will be facing off with Natalya in the first round, if memory serves. There's 32 of these matches, so I got to do my best to remember who's in what matches in this thing. As Willow again looking for that Hangman Page style Deadeye, but once again, Stephanie Vaquer finding her way out of it. But Willow, massive power on display there as she hits that falling German suplex on Stephanie, is going right up to the head again. Vaquer in some trouble there as Willow Nightingale getting her back up to her feet here. Willow Nightingale up to the top rope here. Willow going up here. Willow Nightingale coming off the top with superplex to Stephanie Vaquer. Of course, for those that wanted me to explain it here, as I mentioned, when it came down to it with the votes for who people thought was the favorite to win versus the least favorite to win, out of 64 names, there were many women who didn't get a singular vote out of the over 100 LS11 fans. And Willow Nightingale was one of, I believe, 6 women who didn't receive any votes to be considered the favorite to win this, which is why, because her name is at the end of the alphabet with these other women, that is why she was considered number 64, just due to alphabetical order. There were other women that also received 0 votes, Willow Nightingale finds herself taken on the number 1 here, which means Willow Nightingale, as she goes for a super kick of her own, and Vaquer countering. Counter for counter on the attempted super kicks now. As Willow, what a sidewalk slam. First cover in a while in this matchup. Cover here on Stephanie for the 1, for the 2. Kick out from Vaquer. Willow Nightingale, just the unfortunate luck of the draw due to her name on this one. Willow is a guy whose first name starts with a Z. I understand the luck of the draw being kind of shit sometimes. Stephanie Vaquer, wait a minute, snapmare to Willow. Oh, here we go. And Vaquer hitting the devil's kiss on Willow Nightingale. Getting her back up to her feet now, Stephanie Vaquer. Headbutt to Willow Nightingale. Now Willow ducking her here, grabs onto Vaquer. Another German suplex, folds her, but this time Willow goes down as well. Both women down, and this is only the very first match of the Women's World Cup, folks. There are 63 matches to be had overall in this tournament. 32 in the first round, 16 in the second round, 8 in the third round, 4 in the quarterfinals, 2 for the semifinals, and then 1 grand finale to finish us off as Willow Nightingale with a big forearm there. And Willow now with Stephanie Vaquer. Oh, she was looking for some kind of Death Valley driver or something. Stephanie elbowing her way out of it now. And Stephanie Vaquer, eat defeat there. A boot to the face of Nightingale into the cover on Willow for the 1, 2. No, only a 1, says official Jessica Carr. Figured that since it's the Women's World Cup, it made sense to have the most tenured female referee of the LS11 universe reffing this whole tournament. Goes for a leg drop. Willow Nightingale out of the way now, and Willow slamming the head of Stephanie Vaquer down again. Willow picking her back up to her feet now, and Willow. Stephanie now to the corner here. Willow with Vaquer up on the top rope. Willow Nightingale. Here we go. Stephanie Vaquer, the NXT Women's Champ, is in trouble. And that's the sad thing about a matchup like this, folks. This is such a star-studded Women's World Cup, and with the way we're doing these brackets, one of these 2 women will be the first one eliminated from the World Cup. It is crazy to think that both of these women can't make it to the second round, but only one of them can, as Willow Nightingale is taking the fight to the NXT Women's Champion right now. Stephanie Vaquer picking Willow Nightingale back up to her feet. Willow countering. Willow goes for the super kick. Vaquer headbutts her. Now Stephanie. Oh, countered by Willow. Willow Nightingale pulling her in again here, and Nightingale's got her up. Suplex to Vaquer. Willow has just been managing to outpower Vaquer at every turn, looking for the babe with the power. Whoa, no! What a super kick from Vaquer! Kicking Willow in the midsection. Willow Nightingale's up. SVB! The SVB! 2! Nightingale is still in it. And Vaquer catching her, though. Right back into the Devil's Kiss. Vaquer nailing a Devil's Kiss. Willow countering the attempted super kick, though, and Willow Nightingale turns it around into a leg-hooked German suplex. Good Lord. Willow rolling her over off of that one. I would too. Into a cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Stephanie. Vaquer getting picked back up now. Willow Nightingale going for an enziguri. Willow headbutt to Stephanie Vaquer. Hits her in the head and into a leg drop. And now Stephanie into another cover on Willow. Now as we get into the later points of this matchup, you're going to start seeing more of these consistent and frequent covers from these 2 women. As Stephanie Vaquer going up to the top rope, looking for went for spiral tap. Willow countered it. Willow. Massive back body drop. And Willow Nightingale now turning Stephanie Vaquer over. The babe with the powerbomb. Stephanie Vaquer out at 2.9. Vaquer staying alive. Willow. What a chop. to the NXT Women's Champ. Kick to the head counters back from Stephanie, though. Stephanie Vaquer answers back, grabs onto Willow Nightingale. Throwing her across the ring now, and Stephanie, a strike from Willow. Willow Nightingale pulling her in now, and Willow, been getting no water in the pool the whole match, finally hits the dead eye. Into the cover for the 1, 2, no! Kick out from Vaquer. Willow's got her by the head, countered by Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer, forearm strike. Into another eat defeat. Willow is down. Vaquer now into a cover off of that one. On Nightingale here. Cover 1, 2. Willow Nightingale grabbing the bottom rope. Forcing the break at 2 on that one. Now Stephanie going for the clothesline. Willow Nightingale's got her up on her shoulders here. And Willow Nightingale. Death Valley Driver. What a transition into that for Willow. 1, 2. Stephanie Vaquer kicking out. Now Willow goes for a kick into the back. Stephanie Vaquer. Whoa, avoiding that clothesline now. Vaquer. Stephanie's got a hold of Willow. Into the corner now she goes. Willow Nightingale. Scooped up by the NXT champion. Vaquer now. Going for that leg drop. Willow Nightingale, though, kicking her down here. Nightingale slamming Stephanie down by the back of the head. And to think this is only the first matchup of the Women's World Cup. Willow laying her out with a second dead eye. Now Willow, here we go, to the top rope. Willow Nightingale looking for moonsault. Willow with the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. And folks, in the very first match of the World Cup, number 64 beats number 1. The NXT Women's Champion is eliminated in the very first match by a woman that nobody picked to win it. The favorite is gone, and folks, I want you to focus on one fact. The woman with 0 votes to win the whole thing, 0 predictions. Everyone said she was a shoo-in to be gone in the first round. Just beat the woman pegged to win this whole thing. Any fucking thing can happen in this World Cup. No one is safe in this World Cup. Willow Nightingale just pinned the NXT Women's Champion clean as a sheet in the opening match of World Cup 3. Could she go on to join the likes of Joe Hendry and Seth Rollins as World Cup trophy holders? We are going to find out in another 62 matches. But Willow Nightingale will officially move on to round 2. But I gotta tell you this, folks. We do a new set of votes every round. Willow Nightingale may have just shot herself up the rankings in the Women's World Cup with that one. Let this one sink in. That is only the first match of this episode. It's a double whammy to kick off round 1, and Willow Nightingale gets the win. None of your favorites are safe, is what I'm saying. None of your favorites are safe, folks. None of your favorites are safe. Okay, yeah, I know the order I'll go in now. Whew. Yeah, how much commentary takes out of me sometimes. Yup. The favorite to win just went out round 1. How you feel about that, everybody? Getting the next one set up. All right, who is this person up against? Hold on. Respond to a message real quick. This is what happens on a normal universe episode, is I do go several minutes between. Because I'm texting and stuff. Alright, hold on. Alright. Jump right back in. And with that first match in the books, folks, it is time to go on to another one. As here comes the star of the show and the former AEW Women's Champion, Anna Jay. Making her way down to the ring, Anna Jay received a fair amount of votes in the season 7 Women's World Cup. I'm getting the results pulled up right now, in fact, folks, as I can tell you that Anna Jay, let's see, where is she in this? Anna Jay was considered one of the higher favorites, getting around 30% of people who voted picking her as a potential favorite, whereas Stephanie Vaquer had over 50% of participants claiming she would win this. As here comes her opponent, another one of the women in the same kind of in the same kind of boat that Willow Nightingale found herself in just a moment ago. It is one half of the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions who defends her titles tomorrow at Bound for Glory. Lei Ying Lee, one half of the Angel Warriors, could no longer be a Knockouts Tag Team Champion tomorrow if things don't go her and Zaya Brookside's way, because tomorrow she and Zaya Brookside are defending those titles against the duo of Indy Hartwell and Steph DeLander, a pair of Aussie giants in the women's tag team, in the Knockouts Tag Team division, rather. So, without further ado, Anna Jay and Lei Ying Lee. Lei Ying Lee, the sole representative of China in this tournament, while Anna Jay represents the United States, and more importantly, Bad Street Atlanta GA represent Anna Jay, fellow Georgia girl, Georgia, whatever I am, as Lei Ying Lee goes around the waist of Anna Jay. Jay countering now, arm drag, taking her down into a chin lock. Lei Ying Lee now, hold on, head scissor there to Anna Jay. Jay trying to fight back into it now, and the star of the show kips back up. For shoulder block, Lei Ying Lee countering now, and Lei Ying Lee, we could be in for another big upset here, folks, as Anna Jay legs now. Counter for counter, these two women. Neither one of them want to go the way of Stephanie Vaquer. Strike there, and into a big clothesline. Follows through into a forearm from Anna Jay. Jay, no, caught with the knee strike. Lei Ying Lee. It is counter for counter right now. Into a roundhouse kick from Lei Ying Lee. And Lee rolls her over now into a cover on Anna Jay. For the one kick out from Anna Jay. Lei Ying Lee, this has been a real breakout season for her. She was someone who could barely get an entrance some weeks when she was still Zia Lee in WWE. Could barely get an entrance some weeks, couldn't buy a win 99% of the time. And now she finds herself not only in the World Cup, but part of TNA Wrestling and as a champion. Teaming up with Zaya Brookside is the best thing that could have possibly happened to her, along with something else that, made her winning the Knockouts tag titles a lot more convenient in that moment. As Anna Jay with a big DDT, but that's neither here nor there. As Anna Jay now gets her back up to her feet, and Anna Jay for Lei Ying Lee. Lei Ying Lee with a forearm strike now. Whoa, went for the katana. Anna Jay sidestepped it though. Caught her with that swinging neck breaker hip toss. Jay waiting for Lei Ying Lee to get back up. We're also in the land down under here tonight, folks. We're here in Sydney, Australia, part of LS11's big down under weekend that began back on Wednesday, rather, with AEW Dynamite Grand Slam in Australia as Lei Ying Lee hits the katana. Rolls Anna Jay over now into a cover. Anna Jay for the 1-2. No! Kick out from Anna Jay. Ying Lee goes for another kick here as Anna Jay caught her into that hip toss neck breaker again. Her back up to her feet now, and Lei Ying Lee thrown in the corner, putting her up on the top rope here. Anna Jay has Lei Ying Lee up top now, and Anna Jay going up with her is the former AEW Women's Champ or Superplex, taking her down. Head there, Lei Ying Lee, the roundhouse. Anna Jay pulling her in, and Anna Jay, here we go, gonna look for Gory Bomb. Star of the show now into a cover on Lei Ying Lee. 1, 2, Lei Ying Lee gonna grab the bottom rope, break the count there. Great ring awareness there from the Knockouts Tag Team Champion. Now bringing those kicks to the midsection of Anna Jay. Roundhouse kick, knocking her down again. Jay back to her feet though. Shoulder block takes her down. Lei Ying Lee goes for a kick, countered by Anna. Jay punched in the midsection. Lei Ying Lee. Jay sweeping the leg. This has been a matchup of counters for sure from Anna and Lei Ying, as the two young women, both having one another's moveset scouted so well. That's one thing with this World Cup taking so damn long to come together, is that everyone has had an opportunity to really scout their opponents, to really know who their first round opponent is going to be. And I think you're going to see a lot of women able to counter one another as Anna Jay has been busted open. But Lei Ying Lee needs to quit running in at her. We're seeing that is not going well for her every time she's running into Anna Jay right now. It is leading to her going head first into the canvas, and this time into the ring post while she's at it. But turnabout's fair play. Anna Jay running into the kicks now. Of course, if a matchup in the World Cup ends in a double countout, then it will be null and void, and whoever would face, well, originally it would be whoever was going to face this person in the next round will get an automatic bye. We fortunately have never had that situation come about in either of the previous World Cups, but at the same time, this is a very unprecedented bracket style this year. So, literally anything could happen. Anna Jay sending Lei Ying Lee back into the ring at the count of 6 now. Anna Jay joins her back into the ring. Anna Jay picking her back up to her feet now, and Anna Snapmare taking her down. Here we go. Anna Jay with jumping neck breaker. Both women down as Anna Jay getting back to her feet now. Lei Ying Lee shoved back there with a kick is Anna Jay. Lei Ying Lee getting her back up to her feet. Hits the katana a second time. Rolling Anna Jay over though. Lei Ying Lee. 1. This time Anna Jay's got the bottom rope. Turnabout's fair play. Lee went for a double axe handle. Anna Jay grabbing onto her, pulling her away from the ropes into Queenslayer submission. A Queenslayer submission is locked in. Lei Ying Lee fighting for her life here. Lei Ying Lee trying to stay in it is Lei Ying Lee here. Anna Jay wrenching back on her with it now. The star of the show has got it in. Anna Jay forcing the submission. Lei Ying Lee eliminated from the World Cup, and Anna Jay from the United States and the state of Georgia moves on to the second round. She was considered one of the favorites in the voting, and now here she is moving on. Looking back at the records here, I believe, looking at it, Anna Jay was considered tied for 5th alongside another young woman we will be seeing in just a few minutes here, in fact, in the World Cup. Not in this upcoming match, but in 2 matches' time, we will be seeing her. Anna Jay getting the win. Puts her to sleep with the Queen Slayer, blood streaming down her face. Anna Jay moves to the second round. How will that affect her in the rankings when the polls go out in a few weeks' times? We'll find out. But let's move into our third matchup. It is Taya Valkyrie and Shayna Baszler up next. The one down. I need to refill this. My throat is getting very dry. All right, let's do it. All right, folks, up next, it is a battle between a sitting champion in the form of Shayna Baszler, who 13.9% of voters have picked as a potential winner of this one. She is the current TNA Knockouts World Champion, is Shayna Baszler. She is also a former WWE Women's Champion on Raw, SmackDown, and in NXT. She is a former GCW Champion as well. She was the inaugural GCW World Champion here in the LS11 universe at that. And she is a former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. And in my heart of hearts, although we did not do end of season awards in season 1, she would have been the WWE Women's Superstar of. She would have been the Women's Superstar of the Year, full stop, for season 1 of LS11 Universe due to her sheer dominance she had in that season. The Queen of Spades is all on her own tonight. Normally, you could expect her best buddy Marina Shafir be by her side, but with the eligibility of the LS11 Universe World Cup, how things work in the LS11 World Cup, no one is allowed at ringside in the World Cup, managers or any of the like. As here comes La Huera Loca. Here is Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie makes her way down to the ring. Really looking for a big opportunity for herself here. So Valkyrie. Do this. Taya Valkyrie, who I believe, let me double check here before we get really started in this matchup. 2% of voters have picked her as a potential to win it. Taya Valkyrie, one of the first matchup where we have women on both sides of the ring that have at least a singular vote each. So here we go. Now around the midsection, Taya Valkyrie's got a hold of Shayna Baszler. Lock takeover now. Shayna getting wrestled down to the mat here by the veteran that is Taya Valkyrie. It is United States versus Canada in this one here. As Valkyrie now sending Shayna off the ropes. So far, 2 for 2 in this first round of the United States having their representatives win this. Shayna Baszler representing the state of South Dakota, I believe. She's from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, to be specific. Taya Valkyrie from the great nation of Canada. Canada yet to yield a World Cup winner here in the LS11 universe as Taya Valkyrie is Shayna Baszler into the corner. Putting her up on the top rope now, and Shayna caught with a right hook. Taya up to the top with her now, has Shayna Baszler. The top rope. Superplex, taking her down. Taya Valkyrie now hooking the leg on Shayna Baszler, who kicks out immediately. We're also 0 for 2 on champions moving on, so Shayna Baszler has really got to lock in and focus here on making sure she is not the third champion to fall in the first round. We've already seen a Knockouts Tag Team Champion and the NXT Women's Champion go out in the first round. Shayna has a hold of Taya now. Taya Valkyrie. Counter for counter here. Shayna kicks her in the leg. Shayna Baszler. Massive knee strike there to Taya Valkyrie. Taking her down now into a cover here. Kick out immediately from Taya, though. Baszler caught now. Knees taken down by Taya Valkyrie. Rolling back through. Shayna went for the spear. Gets caught. Shayna Baszler tomorrow has a huge match on her hands as well. She takes on my little sister, the showstopper Elizabeth Bell, at Bound for Glory in one of our triple main events of the show. As Shayna now. Oh, Taya. Around. Right hook there. Taya Valkyrie. Shayna Baszler. Shayna counters. Kicks out the leg now. And Shayna Baszler. Hook into the back now. Repeatedly knocking Taya in the corner. Taya Valkyrie punched in the back here by Shayna Baszler. Takes her down now. And Shayna in the boot into the face of Taya Valkyrie. Taya's down now. Shayna Baszler taking her bag up to her feet here. Shayna Baszler kick to the midsection. Going for a gut wrench. Taya Valkyrie. With a right hook. It is just very back and forth here. These two throwing their haymakers at one another. These are two hard-hitting women inside this ring. This is one of those matches where I don't expect it to go for terribly long. I expect them to be throwing these big shots at one another, power move after power move at one another, and sooner or later, it just yielding dividends in one of these women outpowering the other, and it leading to a victory for the gold. Shayna Baszler pulls her in. Neck breaker, taking down Taya Valkyrie. Now a kick there, taking her down, goes for her. Shayna now caught, jawbreaker by Taya. Taya Valkyrie pulling her in for massive suplex there. Running the ropes here, Taya Valkyrie. Big splash onto Shayna Baszler. Cover for the 1, 2, kick out from Shayna. Taya Valkyrie getting her back up to her feet now, and Taya Valkyrie. Shayna Baszler into the corner again now. Taya for the big knee strike. Shayna swings her around into Karafuna clutch. The rear naked choke is in. Taya Valkyrie in trouble, and Shayna Baszler. This is the dangerous thing with her. When she gets you in this, it's that quick. It is that quick and that easy once Shayna has got you in the Karafuna clutch for you to tap out. And as I said, that is the terrifying part of all of this. Is that with Shayna Baszler, she gets that locked in, you're going nowhere. I won't even say she's got you for 3 minutes. She's got you for maybe 30 seconds before you tap, snap, or nap. Shayna Baszler picking up the win here tonight. There's a reason she's considered one of the best in the LS11 universe. Shayna Baszler. The win. All right. Something handled on the phone real quick. All right, time to get the next match set up. Probably gonna get some water in a minute. Okay, I just remembered one small thing I need to do before the next match. It's only gonna take me just a minute here. I just had completely forgotten to do it. So I gotta relaunch the game really quickly. I'd meant to do this during stream, but then Liam was giving me the thing on Fortnite. So I kind of got distracted. I got distracted by my friend being generous. I know. Terrible of. Damn, someone released a holiday hardcore pack yesterday of like a modded holiday hardcore set of weapons. That would have been really nice a week ago to use for Christmas, not on Christmas. I feel like not to be rude or anything, but holding it off until the day of sounds kind of. How are we enjoying World Cup 3 so far, everybody? Y'all hanging in there? Ready? I realized someone hadn't gotten the team so far. Thank you, Liam. Everything's going well in the chat. Hopefully, you're all enjoying this. 5 more matches to go. Up next is going to be Nikki Blackheart versus Blake Monroe. And after that, we will be getting into Rhea Ripley versus Isla Dawn. Have an update on where we're going with things. For reference, I realize Blake Monroe of her Glamour is Forever theme yet. So, gonna have that finally. This show will be the debut of that. Of course, I do apologize to those watching in YouTube land that you can't hear the game, but it makes it where the stream actually monetized music, and then I can deal with the copyright bullshit on behind the scenes stuff. And hey, you know, give it a year, and when World Cup 4 is happening, whether it's another Women's World Cup, Men's World Cup, Ray is desperate that we need to do a Tag Team World Cup. That's what Lethal Lottery is going to be. And also, if he wants us to do a Tag Team World Cup, he can do his fucking self. I ain't doing 63 tag team matches again. I cannot fucking be asked. Make sure this is good. Yes, we are up and running. I have to use the call of Nikki Blackheart because her mod has a weird glitch to it that I haven't tried to fix. All right, let's roll. All right, coming up next here on World Cup 3, we've got our first representative of the Dominican Republic. This is our first matchup to not feature any representation from the United States. As here is Nikki Blackheart making her way down to the ring. She is very much an underdog in this one. Not many people in the LS11 universe knew who she was before this tournament. Then she showed up in Ring of Honor and she absolutely bodied Raquel Rodriguez in a ladder match qualifier on an episode of Ring of Honor. And on that day, everyone learned who the fuck Nikki Blackheart was because she did that to Raquel Rodriguez. That one sink in. She did that to Raquel Rodriguez. Nikki Blackheart makes her way down to the ring. May not have been a favorite among the voters. One of the many names that didn't get any votes. But tonight, she finds herself going one-on-one with a champion. There's been a champion in every match so far tonight, as this young woman representing her home country of England. Here is one half of Glitz and Glamour. She's the glamour of Glitz and Glamour. It is Blake Monroe making her way down to the ring. New theme song for those eagle-eared listeners, bat-eared listeners. It's not eagle eye in this case because you can hear it. Blake Monroe makes her way to the ring. Women's Tag Team title glistening around her waist. Next week at WWE Fall Brawl for SmackDown, Blake Monroe and Tiffany Stratton defend those titles against SmackDown Sky Pirates, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. But tonight, Blake gets a shot at some singles glory, something she's yet to have too much of in the LS 11 universe. She challenged for the AEW Women's title once when she was still Mariah May against then champion Anna Jay. She's challenged Becky Lynch unsuccessfully for the Women's US title, but she's not had terribly many singles matches, as she faces off with a much bigger, much stronger woman, a much stronger competitor in Nikki Blackheart, as we see there. Blake Monroe, though, has to work smarter as she turns the strength of Nikki Blackheart around. He's into the back there from Nikki Blackheart. Grabs on Mariah May, or Blake Monroe. Old habits there. Blake Monroe, firing back now. Blake Monroe. Chinlock now on Nikki Blackheart, and Nikki Blackheart are off the ropes here, and Blackheart. What a takedown of Blake Monroe. Rolls out of the way, gets caught there. Nikki Blackheart out of the way, and Nikki Blackheart taking her down. Back up to her feet now, Nikki Blackheart. Blake Monroe up, Blake Monroe rolling through, Blake Monroe. Uppercut there, knocking her back here. Monroe, big drop kick now. Blake Monroe finally starting to turn back around into this one. Taking down. Oh! With a big splash there, down goes Nikki Blackheart. Back up to her feet now. Nikki Blackheart getting knocked back. Monroe countering now, and Nikki Blackheart goes for the kick. Monroe counters, and the woman from hell now with a code breaker. Splash there. Blake Monroe follows it through by going up to the top rope, and Blake Monroe looking for... Went for the big splash. Nikki Blackheart, though, into a double axe handle. And you might think that a pretty young woman like Blake Monroe is going to get furious when you bust her open like Nikki Blackheart just did. But that just wakes up the one known as the Woman from Hell. As now Nikki Blackheart goes into a cover on Blake Monroe, who kicks out not even at one. She's really feeling it now. Is Blake Monroe. Bulldog to Nikki Blackheart. The glamour coming off the ropes now. Blake Monroe. He's in the back from Nikki now. Nikki Blackheart. Going for that right hook. Goes for the big boot. Blake Monroe now into a big bulldog again. Monroe is really feeling it now, putting the boots to her. Grabs a hold of her now. Blake Monroe getting Nikki Blackheart back to her feet. Throws her into the corner now, putting her up on the top rope. Blake Monroe dumping her out of the ring. Monroe to the top rope. Here we go with the flying splash. Nikki Blackheart getting picked back up to her feet. Blake Monroe caught with the massive headbutt there. Nikki Blackheart scooping her up. Monroe now shoving her back here. Blake Monroe pulls her in, floats her through. Oh my God, sandwiches her head between her knee and the steps. Back into the ring now, and Blake Monroe going up to the top rope. Monroe with a flying body press there. Into a cover now on Nikki Blackheart. No! Both of these women really want to prove something tonight, that's for sure. as Nikki Blackheart just kicks the hell out of Blake Monroe. Back up to her feet now. Blake Monroe thrown off the ropes. Nikki Blackheart power slams her. Blackheart has been dominating Monroe thus far. Pulls her in, lifting her up. Blake Monroe taken down again by Nikki. Blackheart kick out again from Monroe, though. Blake Monroe, the more blood pouring down her face, the more it's seeming to awaken Blake Monroe a little bit here. And Nikki Blackheart, what a pounce into a crossbody across the back of the head. Now Blake Monroe going after her here. Monroe standing on the back of the leg, stands on the hand and tries to stomp the arm to break it. Now Blake Monroe choking her out, slamming her head down into the mat repeatedly. Blake Monroe coming unhinged. Blake Monroe says, "You make me bleed, I'll make you bleed too, bitch." Blake Monroe now putting the boots down to Blackheart here. Now Nikki Blackheart has a hold of Blake Monroe and world's strongest slam. Somebody gonna get their ass kicked. Somebody gonna get their wig split. But Blake Monroe kicking out. Monroe now goes for the kick. Blackheart taking out the legs. Blackheart now. Fez press. Here we go. Blake Monroe coming unhinged now. Into a big clothesline there. Monroe now pulling her in. Has Blackheart, swings through into the neck breaker. And the leg now on Nikki for the one. No, kick out from Nikki Blackheart. Blake Monroe again, just pouncing on her again. Blake Monroe is like a rabid animal right now. But Nikki Blackheart just able to shut her down again. So connecting now, Nikki Blackheart. A hold of her, and what the hell was that? What a suplex back into the ring. Blackheart kicked in the midsection. Blake Monroe has her up on the shoulders, and Blake Monroe drives her into the mat. Glamour is forever. No. Blake Monroe getting her back up to her feet here, and Blake goes for the kick. Blackheart countering. Nikki Blackheart countered by Blake Monroe. Back and forth they're going here. Monroe and Blackheart chopping the holy hell out of one another. Only one of these two women can walk out of here as the woman going on to the second round. There's been a bad stigma for champions so far tonight. Blake Monroe's going to look to break it. And here we go. Swinging for the fences. Blake Monroe. Mayday! The Mayday DDT. 2, 3. Glamour is forever. Nikki Blackheart gave a great, powerful showing. A great powerhouse showing. I think she is going to be a problem for many women in Ring of Honor and the LS11 universe as a whole, no matter where she lands. When all of this is said and done for her one day. Nikki Blackheart showing the world just who the hell she is once again. But Blake Monroe is a sitting champion. There's a reason for that. She beat the hell out of her with those punches to the face and then followed through into a swift Mayday DDT. Took her around the world with it. Your winner, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Glamour, Blake Monroe, moves on to the second round. She's considered one of the heavy favorites for a reason, is Blake Monroe. 30% of people who voted in this said she would win. See how right they are in the coming rounds. Wondered how this was going to look doing that, because I changed to just my lamp because I don't want the overhead on time. All right, halfway through, folks. 4 matches to go. Up next, you're getting Rhea Ripley and Isla Dawn. Exciting. 4 matches left. And let me get it all set up. Bullet Mommy versus the Scottish Witch. It's very weird doing commentary voice live. It's been a very long time since I've done it, admittedly. Well, folks, I'd say this one, to many people, would feel like a foregone conclusion. She is the second favorite overall to win this whole thing, while 50% of people said it would be Stephanie Vaquer with their 8 votes that they each got. For as a reminder to everyone, the way the Women's World Cup worked was every round we've put out a poll of all the remaining names, and fans have gotten 8 votes each time. It will become less than 8 votes once we have less than 8 competitors left in the World Cup. And those 8 votes, they pick the 8 women they think are most likely to win. And 44.4% of people who voted said that this woman here, the Women's United States Champion, the hometown girl here in Sydney, Australia tonight, the Women's United States Champion, the Bullet Mommy, Rhea Ripley, is going to win the whole thing. According to many, she is the most decorated woman in LS11 Universe in terms of tenure with her championship. Shayna Baszler has her beat in terms of different championships, but Rhea is a 3-time Women's World Champion, a 1-time Women's Tag Team Champion, a 1-time Men's United States Champion, a 1-time Women's United States Champion, and a 1-time NXT Women's Champion. As well as that, she is also a 6-time, or 5-time rather, Women's Superstar of the Year in the LS11 Universe. 5 seasons running, going into her 6th. Let's be real, you bastards are going to vote her for season 7 as the top woman as well. And I don't think I can blame you, if I'm honest. I know what I am. I know what you are. We all know what one another are. As Rhea Bloody Ripley, the Bullet Mommy, has made her way down to the ring. And her opponent, from Scotland, representing Ring of Honor as well in this one, it is Isla Dawn, making her way down to the ring. Isla Dawn ready for action tonight. It's a big matchup here for her. Made her way to the ring. She's yet to have that big win, has Isla Dawn. That big breakout moment, that big breakout matchup that has really put her on the map. She had an opportunity back in Ring of Honor to qualify for the Ring of Honor Women's Television Championship. Ended up coming up short in that opportunity. So it's really, she's got a chip on her shoulder tonight, that's for sure. She used to be part of the Unholy Union with Alba Fire. She was the one that was released by WWE a few months ago, a little under a year ago at this point. And while Alba Fire has gone on to flourish as she does, being a 2-time WWE Women's Champion, everything else, Isla Dawn has always been the forgotten one from the Unholy Union, as now she has an opportunity. She was one of the women that didn't receive any predictions to win this whole thing. She's got to go in here against Rhea Ripley, who just throws her 6 feet in the air. Rhea Ripley launching her across the ring. Ripley, 2 days away from defending that Women's United States title against Becky Lynch at Crown Jewel Perth. Just launching Isla Dawn across the ring like a rag doll right now. Isla Dawn has gotten nothing in thus far, and it may just stay that way, folks. This might be a rare World Cup squash. Wait, no, Isla Dawn. Running choke, taking her down. Isla Dawn now wasting no time, going right in for Rhea. Starts her on the back. Does it again. Isla Dawn, she knows how dangerous Rhea is. She's been in the ring with her before. A little behind-the-scenes fact for you here. Isla Dawn was at one point going to be Rhea Ripley's tag team partner. In the Judgment Day, in the original draft of the LS 11 Judgment Day back in Season 4, Isla Dawn was a pitched member, and it was very close to happening and would have happened at one point in time. So Rhea Ripley and Isla Dawn have gotten to know each other very well in the past. As Isla Dawn getting taken down with a jawbreaker by Rhea. Now Rhea throwing Isla Dawn across the ring into the corner with a big boot. So there is potentially a world out there somewhere where the women's tag team champions... Wait a minute, Isla Dawn! That move felt a little familiar to me. Into a cover kick out from Rhea. There's a world where Rhea and Isla Dawn were the ones holding the women's tag team titles last season, not Rhea and Cora. Rhea Ripley repeatedly stomping on Isla Dawn right now. Taking her back up to her feet now. Rhea Ripley grabs Isla Dawn, pulling her in now, and Rhea goes for a German suplex. Isla Dawn knocked back now by Rhea. And Rhea Ripley, no. Isla Dawn countering. Isla Dawn, wait a minute. Taking her down. Isla Dawn has Rhea down. Cover, 1, 2. No, a near fall on Rhea. And Isla Dawn swung around. Rhea swings her though. Grabs onto her. Rhea Ripley dropping her down with the electric chair. Now Rhea crawling across her ear and headbutting her repeatedly. Dawn staggering, trying to get back to her feet as Rhea Ripley pulling her back up, scoops her up. Choke bomb from Mommy. Ripley goes for Isla Dawn, kicked in the head. Rhea Ripley taking her down now. Isla Dawn. Back body drop and knee into the back. Yeah, getting picked back up. Isla Dawn swung around. Rhea. Here we go. Into Riptide. Isla, it was a good fight, but maybe better luck if there's another Women's World Cup. Stephanie's gone. I think we know who the new favorite to win this whole thing is. Stephanie Vaquer was shockingly eliminated in the first match. Rhea Ripley, unshockingly, moving on to the second round. Anyone want to put any money against her? Because I'm not going to. The Bullet Mommy and the Women's United States Champ picking up the victory there. Rhea Ripley moves on to the second round. She is currently, in terms of votes, the favorite now that Stephanie is gone. You know what they say? Mommy is always on top. Isla Dawn had her moments in there. Her moments of hope even got a 2 count on Rhea Ripley at one point. But in the end, everyone falls to Rhea Ripley. We all know that. A thorough dog walking, as some might say, from Rhea Ripley. Stacked her up, pinned her for the 3. Your winner, the Women's United States Champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley. The Bullet Mommy is always on top and is always loaded and ready to shoot, brother. I mean, come on, what did you expect? What did you expect? If anyone was going to get a dominant win in the first round, we all kind of knew it was going to be her, didn't we? All right, how many matches we got left? We're in the final 3 matches here, folks. Why this next matchup has ended up in round 1, episode 1 on the free live episode. Well, had to get done at some point, didn't it? Because the entire final qualifying show for Lethal Lottery is mostly just matches. And then the main event one. So we got to get an match or 2 out of the way on this show. Let's do it. I also felt like, you know, we were doing a free episode. I needed to load it up with mainly the big names, but we were also allowed to have the occasional kind of smaller name, kind of more match like this. But this one does feature a fan favorite. So I think you will be happy to see her. That is, of course, Chelsea Green. All right, folks, we've got 3 more matches left together tonight here on the World Cup qualifying, or World Cup Round 1, Episode 1. As making her way to the ring, it's the first time we've seen her in some time, formerly known as Elektra Lopez, representing her home of Puerto Rico, part of the United States, but for the purpose of this, with it being a U.S. outlier, one of the islands for the United States, and not considered one of the states of the United States, it is none other than Carissa Rivera heading down to the ring, representing the United States, and more importantly, Puerto Rico. I asked my buddy YJ, also known as SG, also known as Triton, also known as Orion, about this, and he said to bill her from Puerto Rico, not the United States. So he's from Puerto Rico. I'm taking his word on it. Damian Priest represented Puerto Rico last year as well. So as here is none other than 1/4 of the New Day, Canada's favorite daughter, none other than Mrs. Cardona herself. Pay attention, get your clips ready. I'm only going to do this once. Chelsea Green. I feel like I need to wash my mouth out with soap after doing that one. Chelsea Green stepping up to the plate tonight. Chelsea Green, a former women's speed champion, and that is almost criminally the only championship she has had thus far in the LS11 universe. But she enters the World Cup tonight, looks to be the first rep from Canada to move on to the next round. These were 2 of the lower ranking women. 19.4% of women said that Chelsea Green would win this World Cup. And I believe, and 2.8% of people gave it to Carissa Rivera as a potential winner. You know what? Carissa got on the board. I'll give her that. Chelsea Green grabs onto her around the waist now. Carissa Rivera punched in the back now by Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green now, snapmare from Rivera here. Has Chelsea by the chin. Chin lock now. Chelsea Green going back around. Has the arm. Back on the arm of Carissa Rivera. The Green. Rivera now counters into a chin lock. Carissa Rivera. Green now. Chelsea Green pushing her off the ropes into drop toe hold. Chelsea's got her back up to her feet now, and Chelsea Green, big super kick there, into a bulldog, taking her down. See now, no, Carissa Rivera grabs the leg and sweeps it, taking her down here. Chelsea Green getting her back up to her feet now is Carissa Rivera. Chelsea Green swings her around, goes for a super kick. Carissa Rivera swinging Chelsea around, goes for a double axe handle, taking her down, goes for the leg drop. Chelsea Green kicks her in the leg now, grabbing onto Rivera, stomps her in the arm. Chelsea there, the big kick to Rivera. Coming in again, Carissa Rivera dropping her with the or with the jawbreaker. Grabs onto Chelsea now, getting her back up to her feet. Chelsea Green, super kick there. Into another one. Turning Carissa Rivera around. Chelsea Green, backstabber, taking her down. Do a cover now on Carissa Rivera. One kick out from Rivera. Now Chelsea goes for the kick. Carissa Rivera scooping her up. And massive spin out slam to Chelsea. Carissa's got her down now. Cover on Chelsea Green, who kicks out. Not even a one. And swinging her around now. And Chelsea looking for Rough Rider. Into the cover now for the 1, 2. No. No, radio doesn't tell me everything you know tonight. Into a big clothesline. Mr. Rivera now dropping the elbows on Chelsea Green. They're down here. Carissa Rivera gets her back up to her feet, and Carissa throwing Chelsea in the corner. Putting her up on the top rope now. Carissa Rivera launching Chelsea. Goes for the leg drop. Chelsea Green. Forearm strike now. Goes for the super kick. Rivera now. This picks her up for a one-armed spine buster. Down Chelsea Green now. Carissa Rivera. Followed the super kick now. And Chelsea into Unpretty Her. Great transition to that there for Chelsea. For the 1, 2. What are you doing, Jess Carr? The hell was that count? No, I'm with Chelsea on this one. For once in my life, I'm with Chelsea Green on this one. As Carissa Rivera spinning, sit out, powerbomb. 1, 2, no! But that count was just fine. No, I know, Chelsea. Chelsea just looked over and yelled at me and called her crooked car. You know what? I'm actually with her. There's a big drop kick from Carissa Rivera. Grabbing on to Chelsea Green. DDTs her. Into a cover now, Carissa Rivera. For the 1, for the 2. Kick out from Chelsea Green. Carissa Rivera now going down, going right to the head of Chelsea. Has a hold of her now, getting her back up to her feet now, and Chelsea Green pulled in for massive neck breaker there. Kick to the head there, Chelsea Green. Super kicks her, knocking her back here into Rough Rider again from Chelsea. Chelsea Green going up to the top rope now, and Chelsea Green goes for the elbow. Rivera out of the way. Carissa Rivera now knocked back by Green. Chelsea now pulled in, and another big neck breaker there. Rivera's got her down. Carissa Rivera goes for the leg drop. Chelsea out of the way now. Chelsea, right hook connecting. Chelsea Green, super kick. One more time. Gonna try again. Unpretty Her. Into the cover. You gotta count it right this time, Jess. 1, 2. There's a proper count for you. Chelsea Green moves on to round 2. Chelsea Green with the dub tonight. Chelsea has punched her ticket to round 2 of the World Cup. It really looked like Carissa Rivera was set up almost perfectly for a victory right here and there when she hit that spinning sit-out powerbomb. Thanks to Jessica Carr counting slow on the Unpretty Her. I'm still not sure what caused that the first time. But then finally, Chelsea dished out that final super kick, swung her around into Unpretty Her, hit that jumping one on her, finishing the job. Chelsea Green is heading to the second round of the Women's World Cup. And folks, I gotta tell you, There are 19.4% of people that said she might win this from the get-go. There's something that tells me those 19.4% of people might be right. And that's terrifying. Don't you just love it when the game does something stupid and you can spin it into a really good moment in the match? Great, isn't it? Love doing that kind of. All right, 2 matches to go, and then I'm going to wrap up because I up a delivery drive tomorrow, unless we get any kind of big donations tonight that might allow me not to. Although I know that's not, I'm not counting on that at this point. JT has popped in and out. JT, if you're still here, what do I got to do to make you donate a random amount of money to book like a couple grand title matches or something like you did back in the summer? If I remind you that it's Hemlock's birthday next week and that my donations will help me get Hemlock birthday presents, will that help, JT, if you're out there? Because right now, it's saying I've got 0 concurrent viewers, but I don't believe that in the slightest because the chat is actually active. I think YouTube Studio is just having a stroke. Okay, but anyways, let's get the next. Yeah, JT, where are you? I need you. Need you now more than ever, JT. All right, second to last matchup. Let's do this. We'll see if we get more than 3 minutes out of this one, Liam. All right, folks, it is our second to last matchup of night 1 of World Cup 3. As here is a young woman that I think is a massive underdog in this one. 8.3% of people, though, have given her a solid shot at thinking that she might win this one. And you know what? I think tonight she could prove a lot of people that were doubting her very wrong, as this young woman, Azumi, makes her way to the ring. Only 23 years old, from Tokyo, Japan. We've only seen her a handful of times here in the LS11 universe. And she goes head-to-head tonight with a former AEW Women's Champion, a former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion as well, and a woman that, let me see if I can find the number for her here, that 11.1% of people believe could win this, representing her home country of Wales. It is the girl with the shiniest wizard, one half of the Notorious Wizards. I am saying JT's name in hopes he appears in the live chat. Remember, this episode's being filmed live. Nixon Newell making her way down to the ring. Oh, Nixon Newell ready for action here. Held many a times for NXT Women's Champion as well. Can't forget that. As Azumi looking for a first big victory for herself in this one. Here we go. Azumi goes around the waist now of Nixon Newell. Hold over here. Nixon Newell caught here. Azumi rolls her through into a cover. Azumi. 1, 2, no. Into a cover now. Nixon Newell. 1, no. Staying it now. Nixon Newell goes for the drop kick. Azumi's got a hold of her here. Pulls her in. Big right hook connecting. Down now. Nixon. Back to her feet now. Nixon Newell, a drop kick there. Off the ropes here. And Azumi avoiding that drop kick. The ropes here. And Azumi. Spike Hurricane Rana. Oh, busting Nixon Newell open with that one. Getting out of the way now. Nixon Newell pulls her in. Oh, Azumi rolling her through now into a cover on Nixon Newell. 1, 2, no. Rolls it over. 1, 2, no. Newell now slammed down by the back of the head by Azumi here, and Azumi drop kick here, grabbing Newell, throws her into the corner, putting her up on the top rope. Nixon Newell is up and down. Pulling her over now, kicking to the back. Azumi goes down. Nixon Newell picking her back up to her feet, goes for the roundhouse. Nixon getting taken down. Azumi's got a hold of her now, and Azumi pulling the former NXT Women's Champion around the ring, crucifix style. The cover now has Nixon Newell down. Cover 1, 2, no. Into a big drop kick there. Goes down Azumi. Newell ducking under her now. Nixon right countered. Big kick to the leg, taking her down. Double axe handle into the back now. They get her back up to her feet now. And Azumi, roundhouse kick, takes down Newell. Taking her back up to her feet now. Nixon Newell. The kick now. Azumi swung around here. Nixon Newell got her by the throat. Choke slam takes her down. Got it 1 though from Azumi. Newell now goes for the headbutt, gets kicked in the head. Forearm strike into another one. Azumi's got a hold of her now. Into Hurricane Rana. Taking her down here. Azumi. Newell down, kicking her in the head. And again, stomps her down. It is all Azumi right now. Nixon Newell has got to try and fight her way back into this one. Goes for the elbow drop, whiffs it. Got her with that drop kick though. Taking her back up to her feet now is Nixon Newell here. She's got a hold of her. Azumi back up, chopping away now. Nixon Newell shoving her back. Grabs a hold of her. Launches her. Jessica Carr getting caught in the crossfire. Into big DDT there. So now into a cover on Azumi. Kick out at 1 though. Azumi now swung back around. Nixon Newell going for Shiniest Wizard. Azumi going for a kick. And, whoa, avoids the forearm. And Rana there by Newell. Her down, getting her back up to her feet. Now putting her up on the top rope. Nixon Newell. Oh, wait a minute. Azumi headbutts her, taking her off the top rope. And into a leg drop. Newell is down. Azumi kicks her in the head. And again. Azumi now kicks her in the midsection. And Japan Destroyer. Japanese Destroyer in this case, I suppose. So a cover now on Nixon Newell. 1, 2. No! Near fall there for Nixon Newell to stay in it. Now Nixon Newell collides with her here. Nixon Newell, roundhouse kick into Shiniest Wizard. Into a cover now. Nixon Newell. Cover for the 1, 2. Azumi kicking out of the Shiniest Wizard. And Newell running the ropes here. Goes for the elbow. Her in the midsection now. And hits her with a famouser of sorts. Me now. Flies in. No. The elbow here. Oliver now. Azumi. Thrown into the announce table. Nixon Newell. Bouncing her off of it. Her back in now, and Nixon has her up. Azumi stomps the foot. Into a massive roundhouse kick there. Taking her down. Nixon Newell in some trouble here. Azumi has her back into the ring now, and Azumi. Referee at the count of 4. Azumi flies in with a big drop kick. Has Nixon Newell down. Grabs onto her. Lifts her up. Into Fujiwara armbar is in. It is locked in. Is Nixon Newell gonna tap out? Azumi is wrenching it back, trying to pull the damn arm with the La Mystica Fujiwara armbar. Trying to pull the damn arm out of socket. She'll snap your arm if you're not careful, Nix. Nixon Newell. She gonna submit? It's over. Azumi picking up the win. Nix and Newell eliminated in the first round, and Azumi, one of the lesser known names going to this tournament, but this young woman is moving on in the World Cup. I guarantee you she probably made some believers here tonight in the Women's World Cup. But folks, we have only got one match left in the Women's World Cup, and it is coming up next, and it is the return of a long-awaited star to make her official return to the LS11 universe. Azumi officially punches her ticket to the next round. Hey, what a novel fucking concept. A 23-year-old young star moving forward in the biggest tournament on the channel over someone that walked out of AEW because she didn't like that she was only being given 3 minutes. All right, let me double check something first. Or Liam turns their screen white. I had forgotten something very important. Something very important that's going to make this even better for our pal Liam. I know, what a novel fucking concept. Pushing the 23-year-old young star. All right. All right, Liam, try and keep your pants on. Do it. Folks, we have made it to the final matchup of the night for round 1 of the Women's World Cup. As out first in this final matchup, the pit bull of American Made of Team Gable from Friday Night SmackDown. It is Ivy Nile making her way down to the ring. Former Women's Intercontinental Champion, the winner of the Luna Vachon Goddess of the Squared Circle Battle Royal back at WrestleMania earlier this year. Ivy Nile has made her way down to the ring. 2 incredible young women. I believe this is a bit of a middle of the board kind of match, in fact, with these 2 young women. As Ivy Nile had about 3% of people believing she would make it on to the next round. And Chris Statlander, more than a woman, finally returns to LS11 Universe main programming. She's been on Member Nitro a few times. 19.4% of people believe she will move on in this tournament. And look at that. I made her return worthwhile because she's even got modded Trons. That was my little surprise to the live chat, is that Statlander is one of those rare times where I bothered to add in modded Trons for someone. Chris Statlander is back. The Queen of the Cosmos. Chris Statlander is finally home in the LS11 universe. It's been a long ride to get her back here, and one day I'll talk about why she was gone for almost a year. Now the question is, can she take down Ivy Nile? Here we go. They lock up Statlander and Nile. Stat goes around the waist now. Statlander has Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile swinging it around. Got a hold of her now. And Statlander wasting no time. Statmare takes down Ivy. Statlander now with Ivy Nile. Ivy getting back up now. Ivy Nile has the head of Chris Statlander. Statlander going to try and get back into it, though. Ivy Nile going back around now. Statlander's got the arm. Now Ivy Nile back around behind Statlander now. Ivy Nile. Oh, Statlander taking her down. Pulling back on the arm here. And Ivy Nile. Ivy fighting back into it as the former Intercontinental Champion. To Hurricane Rana now on Statlander. Out of the way now. Chris Statlander floats through. Massive Hurricane Rana to Ivy. Statlander out of the way. Goes Nile. Nile pulling her in. Has Statlander up. And down. Oh, getting her back up to her feet now. Ivy Nile with Chris Statlander. Her across the ring. Official getting caught in the crossfire again. Massive Hurricane Rana there. Nile now going down. Ground and pound. Down Chris now, and Chris Statlander answering back, pulling her in. Chris Statlander. Massive back body drop. Taking down Ivy. Stat now coming in again. What a boot. Turning Ivy inside out. Statlander now throws her back across the ring. Back into the corner, and Statlander with Ivy Nile up on the top rope. Ivy Nile in some trouble now. Statlander going up to the top rope. Statlander, no. Ivy Nile shoving her off the top rope. Nile now going down, ground and pound with that double axe handle. She's got Chris Statlander down, firing away at the head. Statlander now getting fired away on repeatedly by Ivy Nile. Nile now picking her back up to her feet, grabs a hold of Chris Statlander, sweeps out the leg. Now pops back up into another Hurricane Rana. Goes for the elbow. Statlander now pulling her back in. Chris Statlander. Back body drop again. Her back up to her feet now, and Statlander midsection hitting the ropes here, and Chris Statlander, a big scissor kick there. Takes down Ivy Nile into the cover here. Chris Statlander with a one kick out from Ivy. Back up to her feet now, and Statlander. Pele kick. Nile goes down. Nile now having on to Statlander, pulling her in. Sweeps out the leg. Nile's got a hold of her back to her feet here, and Ivy Nile. Statlander for a big clothesline, taking her down. Ivy bring her back up again here on Ivy Nile. There by Statlander and Chris. The kick. Ivy Nile swinging her around. Chris Statlander caught here as Ivy Nile to show off her strength here. She picks up the much larger opponent onto her shoulders in a torture rack. Not that you can see it that well. Thank you, cameraman. Much appreciated. Look at the torture rack torque on Chris Statlander here. Ivy Nile bouncing her a bit there. Is Ivy trying to force the submission on Chris Statlander right now. Is Ivy Nile. Statlander knocking her back here, and Chris Statlander. Ivy back again, countered though. Ivy Nile knocks her back, and Ivy Nile into Dragon Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper in on Chris Statlander now. Ivy Nile looking to spoil the return of the Queen of the Cosmos. Ivy Nile. The face with a knee strike. Statlander busted her open with it. Into a big drop kick, but Nile is still standing. Stat turns her around now. Statlander. Poison Rana. Having a hold of her now. Look at the blood on the face of Ivy. Statlander going down, though. Ivy Nile, that torture rack did some damage. That's for sure. Statlander pulling herself into the ropes to get back up to her feet. Chris Statlander. Hit with the knees in the back from Ivy Nile now. Ivy Nile pulling her back in. Has her up. Gut wrench. Taking her down. Back up to her feet again now is Ivy Nile. Ivy's got a hold of Statlander. Sweeps the leg. And Rana now from Ivy to Statlander. Statlander avoids the kick. Ivy Nile. Caught here by Statlander. German suplex from Statlander. Statlander now has her back up to her feet here in Statlander with Ivy. Fireman's carry position. Nile countering. These two women have each other well scouted, as I've been saying all night. But there having been so much time between the Women's World Cup being announced and starting, all these women have had enough time to study their opponents ahead of time, to scout their opponents ahead of time. Now Ivy Nile going up top. She countered this earlier, but Chris Statlander isn't going to be able to return the favor as Ivy Nile hits that massive superplex, taking her down. Ivy now rolling Statlander over. Ivy Nile back into the Dragon Sleeper. The Dragon Sleeper is locked back in, and Ivy is wrenching it back, trying to choke out Chris Statlander here. Chris Statlander, she might be getting starry-eyed or misty-eyed because she might be about to tap out in her return match. It could be all over here. Ivy Nile, the former Intercontinental Champ, and knee in the face against Statlander, just further spreading that blood across the face. Now Statlander drives down Ivy Nile. Kick out from Ivy. Statlander's got her by the head, countered by Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile and Enziguri there. Grabs a hold of her now, and Ivy Nile. Big clothesline. Stat is down now. Ivy. Down now. Ivy Nile. Statlander around. No. Chris Statlander. Punch into the back. Double axe handle attempt. Ivy Nile gets swung back around. Chris Statlander. Strike from Ivy. To the head. Counter here. Ivy Nile getting punched in the back here. Chris Statlander. He's in Rana there, taking her down. Hold of her now, and Ivy Nile. Hand shot. Chris Statlander firing away at her now. Shoulders again. Gut check. Connecting this time. There now is Ivy Nile with Chris Statlander over the top rope. Hold her now. Ivy Nile whipping her back into the ring here. Grabs Statlander back to her feet, and Ivy Nile. Big clothesline. Follows through with another one. Now Ivy with a big drop kick there. Statlander goes down. Ivy Nile. Go. Look at this. The strength on display again as she manages to deadlift Statlander into another torture rack, but the rope break. The almighty rope break is going to save Statlander on this one. Statlander now goes around, scoops her up, and what a takedown there from Statlander. Both women down. Statlander just crawls into the cover, throwing the arm across Ivy. The cover now for the 1, for the 2, kick out from Nile. Giving it their all right now are Statlander and Nile, and this is only the first round. Both of these young women want to prove they've got what it takes to be the first ever Women's World Cup winner, and not just that, the first ever LS11 Universe NWA Women's Champion. As Statlander driving that knee into the back of Ivy's head, trying to spread the blood of Ivy Nile at this point. House kick there, knocks her down. Chris Statlander could be thinking, no, not just yet. Niles got her with the back body drop. And there, Stat's got her now, and Statlander. 2, oh, wait a minute. Shoutouts to the NXT GM Kevin Owens, because that was a package pile driver. Ivy Nile pulling herself up in the ropes, and Statlander, we haven't seen one of these all night. 8 matches in, this is the first time for a dive. Statlander taking down Ivy Nile. Oh my god! Nile moved out of the way. Statlander, I think, underestimated how close to the ring post she actually was and just essentially moonsaulted into the ring post. Ivy getting swung around now. Chris Statlander, wait a minute. Friday Night Fever. Throwing the arm over Ivy, but a rope break. Ivy Nile is down and possibly out, but she's also in the ropes, is the issue for Stat. Now Chris Statlander scooping Ivy Nile back up, carrying her towards the center of the ring. Was going to look for Friday Night Fever again. Now Ivy with a jumping leg lariat there. Ivy Nile now is able to just jump on her here. Ivy Nile like a rabid pit bull, just going in. All but mighty, that is Ivy Nile. As Ivy Nile, the second in command of Team Gable, launching Statlander now into the corner. One mistake might be all it takes for Ivy Nile to capitalize on Chris Statlander. That knee into the head now. Ivy Nile pulling her back up to her feet here. Ivy Nile, massive suplex there to Stat. Ivy Nile now into Boston Crab. A rope break there for Statlander as Ivy Nile kicked to the midsection from Stat. Statlander hits the ropes, hits that scissor kick again. Statlander now with Ivy Nile. Back up, throwing her across the ring into the corner. Ivy Nile picked back up to the top rope. Chris Statlander. Hits her in the head now. As Ivy Nile going for another superplex. Top Ivy Nile. Shoving her down again. Nile now. Her over with a kick. As Statlander now. Bulldog choke. Bulldog choke is in. Here getting that torque on the neck of Chris Statlander. But Chris Statlander slides out of it. Ivy in the corner now, and Statlander. Serve on the top rope now. The top now, Chris Statlander. She thinking now, holy hell! Spanish fly off the top. 1, 2. Ivy Nile is still in this. And Statlander, there's only one thing left. No, Nile taking out the leg. Ivy Nile doing everything she can to make sure that it doesn't happen. Nile going everywhere in her power to make sure Chris Statlander can't get her up for that Friday Night Fever. Be going for her. Countered. Statlander punches her in the back. Chris Statlander. Poison Rana. Now Statlander saying she's fucking back. Into Friday Night Fever. This time pulling the leg away from the ropes. Chris Statlander is moving to round 2. I got a buddy that is a big Chris Statlander fan and is a big fan of something else as well. So I'm going to do 2 things at once for that friend of mine now. And I'm going to say that the look I'm seeing on Chris Statlander's face is telling me this. There's a lot of people asking if she's back. Looking at the situation right now, yeah, I'm thinking she's back. Chris Statlander makes an emphatic return to the LS11 universe, winning the main event of Night 1 of the World Cup. Statlander moves on to round 2. Who will she face? That will be your choice. Chris Statlander beats Ivy Nile in a hell of a matchup tonight. Only one could win. In the end, it was Chris Statlander. Folks, if you were watching this live on YouTube and you are not a channel member or a Patreon backer, it is $2 a month. I highly recommend it. To give you the rest of the matches coming up in round 1 of the Women's World Cup, Zelina Vega of Puerto Rico takes on La Catalina of Mexico. Alba Fire of Scotland faces Carmen Petrovic of Canada. Austria's Zarya takes on Canada's Ariana Grace. Japan's Asuka takes on Mexico's Thunder Rosa. England's Zaya Brookside faces Scotland's Piper Niven. England's Bea Priestley takes on Japan's Unagi Sayaka. New Zealand's Toni Storm faces Japan's Starlight Kid. Ireland's Becky Lynch faces England's Alex Windsor. America's Tiffany Stratton faces Australia's Steph DeLander. Germany's Bozilla takes on Africa as Queen Aminata. Austria's Tekla takes on Portugal's Killer Kelly. Japan's Julia takes on Japan's Rina. Brazil's Ty Mello takes on United States' Izzy Moreno. Australia's Indy Hartwell faces America's Kalani Jordan. Canada's Rosemary takes on Japan's Sari. Japan's Io Sky faces Japan's Maki Ito. England's Saraya takes on Mexico's Lady Flammer. America's Jade Cargill faces Japan's Chihiro Hashimoto. The United States' Nikki Bella takes on Japan's Sayori Anu. England's Jamie Hayter faces America's Callie Armstrong. Canada's Natalia faces Australia's Harley Cameron. Japan's Kairi Sane will face America's Megan Bain. Japan's Mina Shirakawa will face America's Britt Baker, DMD. And finally, Puerto Rico's Miss Money in the Bank, Lola Vice, will face Japan's Hikaru Shida. Until next time, I've been Zander, that was Universe, and the World Cup is fucking back. Whew. There you go. I have lived up to my end of the deal. Now gotten World Cup live. It is crazy how many new names I discovered in the time since I booked this World Cup, because there are 64 names in this, sure. There's 64 names in this Women's World Cup. I would go on record and say that looking at this list, there are about 20 I would replace at this point with names I've discovered from all over the world. But at this point, the lineup was finalized and the matches were put together. So there are plenty of names that if we do Women's World Cup 2 next year, which I'd be down for, we'll see how this one does, essentially, and we'll determine if we go back to a Men's World Cup or what. I think there's a lot of names I would have replaced in there had I had these mods and known these names that I know now. There's a lot of Mexico names, some Japan names, A names, all sorts of stuff. There's names that wouldn't be in there anymore, obviously. So on and so forth. But hey, you know what? World Cup 4 might be a Women's World Cup. I'll tell you, World Cup 5 in 2028, or in 2027, that's going to be a big one. I'll leave you with that much of a hint. World Cup 5, that's the big one. I'm excited about that one. Like who? Just to give you a couple of the names here. Let me pull up my list here. Some of the characters modded in actually. So there's Fabi Apache. There's Anarkid Ash. There's, let's see, Natalia Markova, Lady Shani. I would have had Lainey Reed debut in this if I had a mod of her sooner. There's a couple other along the way that, like, I've just started to discover through like AEW and elsewhere. But oh man, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad you all enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Good time had by all. Tag team World Cup. We'll get a tag team World Cup when Ray Wood does it in fucking cell. Does it his fucking cell. That's what I'll tell you. I cannot be asked to do a tag team. I'm already doing the nonsense. All right, let me. Fucking hey. Let me edit this real quick. I'm gonna edit this live. Tag Team World Cup would go crazy, but the issue is you got so many tag teams out there that like Ray wanted to do a tag team World Cup like 2 seasons, like last season. And I was like, he was like, yeah, we're gonna do a tag team World Cup. And I said, oh, cool. He said, I'll do the work on it. And I said, okay, cool. So you'll do the World Cup this season. We get like 4 months into last season. I'm like, so you're still doing the tag team World Cup, right? And he said, his response was, LOL, no. I told you I would book it, but you would need to record it. And I said, then I'm not doing it. Like, he was like, I said I would book it. I said you would record it. And I said, I ain't fucking recording 63 tag team. Because keep in mind, this was on 2K23 still, when he was thinking about this idea. This was before they updated Tag Team AI last, where you could actually only get in the ring once per partner. Oh man, even got a lore drop in there that Isla Dawn was originally the 4th member of Judgment Day at one point, instead of Cora Jade. So how about that? Gave you a little bombshell of an announcement there, didn't I? I'm gonna get World Cup finished editing real quick, getting the last things. But yeah, that's why I told him I wasn't doing it, because we were still on 20. I'm not doing the World Cup on 20. I'm not doing a tag team if I've got to do that. Just quite simply put, I am not doing a tag team World Cup 2K20. Get that. Go. Let's see. All right, cool. Big fucking night coming up tomorrow. There is tomorrow Bound for Glory. There is Lethal Lottery. And I believe that's just going to be it. It's just those 2 tomorrow. But then on Sunday, you get Crown Jewel, you get LAW, and you get Crisis in Infinite Squared Circles. Probably in that exact order, I think. We'll see, because I might need extra time for Crisis, because I might still be recording Crisis as late as Sunday morning, just because at the rate we're going right now, I got to get up and go delivery drive. I haven't done it in weeks, but I need to, because my bank account versus what I owe for bills for the month is not pretty. Premiere Legal Art Processing. No, it's uploaded. I just have not made the thumbnail because I've been oh shit. Oh my god. Kay, you actually just came through and saved me. I completely forgot about the 150 you sent me this week. I transferred it normally through Cashapp. So it just finished processing. So actually, it's not like 250 I'm down by 100. Crisis fucking averted. I can make $100 like that. Delivery drive. That means just between the next couple days, I go make a little bit. Obviously, donations will still stand. Now, fuck, that means I don't have to get up and drive to the warehouse tomorrow. It means I can do deliveries in town. Hey, a second thank you for that money from earlier this week. Kay donated that on Tuesday? Yeah, Kay donated that on Tuesday. So it just hadn't processed yet. And also, my book royalties for last month come in a couple days, and that should be like another 70, 80 bucks. So, all right, crisis is mostly averted here. Thank fuck. I'm still going to shill for donations like a madman. Double check what my royalties coming up, because I do still have to pay my bills. Yeah, K's 150 was part of last week's. Yeah, I get paid my next thing of royalties for my book on either Tuesday or Wednesday. So literally last minute. Right. Yeah, so the winner of me versus Ray will what am I saying? Yeah, so I've got another 70 bucks coming from royalties later. That helps. Okay, money is starting to be less scary. I do definitely need to make some more though, for the sake of my credit card payment is due is 2 weeks. And paycheck I get next Friday is not going to be able to cover it, and I don't get a paycheck on the 9th. That's a problem for next week, Zander. Next week, Zander will figure that out. Next week, Zander's going to have listed some stuff on eBay. So I'm going to sell some figures I don't use anymore. Figures I don't display anymore. Sell an extra TV. I've got all sorts of stuff. I'll figure it out later. Okay. Cool. It's midnight. I'm going to go to bed. I still have $50 I've donated for. I'm debating on what. Well, you could ask me 10 unfiltered questions. You could add some match live stream. You could add some stuff to the karaoke thing. Add 2 non-title matches to a show. Add a championship match to a show. Plenty of options. You could hold on to it and stack it up with your next donation. Fine with that. I let people do that. But yeah, we're not going to be live tomorrow. I'm hanging out with my Klon buddies. Recording done for that. But everything's looking good. Looking good. Tired. Go to bed. Hurt. I'm old. I'm tired. And I work with fucking children. All right. I will see you guys probably Sunday. We might